Do it for a year consistent and we'll hear what it's
This is terrible.
You close it up. I haven't heard this theme song yet. So y'all are late.
Brent's being nice, that's right. We were about to start.
Please. Morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 9th of October. It's currently 8 a.m. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, you're hosted by the best, so we'll let you know who we are.
It is your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation, Big Mars from the east side of the bridge. Good morning, people. Can we get off by any chance?
Yeah. Martin Royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. See
And
how
the
much
first
bass-
to arrive at the pack.
First of all, that don't mean a damn thing because you arrived earlier. You're not even in uniform, so you should have been late. First of all, and also see how much bass your voice can have when you get here at 8 a.m. Anyways, morning, Brent.
Morning, chats. Good morning, Davina. Good morning, Imi Snookloop. Good morning, Dr. Mani. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Babiel. Good morning, Emma Nant.
I see people that were talking about late 8 a.m. start in there as well. Where are they? But they don't start on time. But now you're not here on time. Can you imagine?
Good morning, TJ. Good morning, Abimi. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Kazume. Good morning, Adele. Good morning, Mr. Ashlows. Good morning, everybody.
I just remembered I had a dream about one of the TDA. It might have been TJ actually. TJ was at the Daryl Blake.
Is it a private
Yeah,
dream?
it
Or
was.
can you share it on this platform?
I only have clean dreams. I'm a Christian.
Just
All my
ask.
dreams are sanctified, just like the human. I can't remember what it was. I think it definitely involved food, and I think it was Enish or something. Because I've been wanting to go to Enish anyway. It was something to do with jollof rice. I remember.
Feed a kink.
What? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the conversation you have past 8:30. What? Yeah, I can't remember now. But anyway. But yeah, how are you guys doing anyway?
Yeah, man, you know.
I'm all right, man.
Can't complain, you know.
That's good.
It feels different at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's different.
Just a little bit.
A little bit what? You're up from 6. A little bit what? You've had time to
I've
adjust.
had about 3 hours sleep.
Why did you not have a nap? That's a nap, by the way.
I just couldn't sleep for whatever reason. You know what it was, yeah? It was getting late into the evening, yeah? And then I was saying, if I fall asleep now, I'm going to be screwed. I'm going to wake up like
Yeah.
2, 3 in the morning and I'm going to be up all night. So like I just fought it. And I said, let me go to bed like 11 or whatever. 11, 12-ish. That's a reasonable time. I'll wake up at 6. I'll be cool. And it got to 11 or 12 and it just
When I'm wrestling with
wasn't
my
cooperating.
conscience, I also can't sleep.
What?
Ah.
What?
You know what? I do not have no conscience. I want to say,
You can't trick me, mate.
ideally, I would have slept like a baby. Ideally, that was the furthest thing from my mind as well. All I was thinking was, the day I'm talking smack about getting there 8 a.m. in the morning, I might not even show up. I'm saying like, this is crazy. Like I need to go sleep now.
Do you know that's actually a real thing? Because I was so early, I even had time to have tea in the morning. Like I was driving with my tea, and then I was just meeting everyone on the road was just slow. And I was in Barker's for time. I said, what the hell? I was like, and then I had a craving. I wanted to get breakfast biscuits, and I was like, I can't lie, I can't be early and biscuitless. So let me get here bang on time with my biscuits. So I stopped to Sainsbury's quick. It's crazy, man.
You guys are new to this.
You to what?
All of this discipline.
Impossible.
Never mind.
Ain't no way.
I have something to show you all.
Oh,
I just want your opinion on this. I saw this. I'm like, wonder what the panel would do. All right. Bloop.
Let's find out what we will do.
You may have seen this already.
36 seats and chose that one.
So all these chairs over here, all these seats, and you decide to sit with me like you know
Aww.
me. All these seats in here,
Oh, that's not nice.
and you sit right here with me like you know me. Why you sit with me like you know me? All
that's
these
not
seats in
nice.
here, why did you sit with me like you know me?
It's a kid. It's a kid. That's really out of order.
Let's run it again.
And also, why is he eating like the food is too hot?
So all these chairs over here, all these seats, and you decide to sit with me like you know me. All these seats in here, and you sit right here with me like you know me. Why you sit with me like you know me? All these seats in here, why did you sit with me like you know me?
That's a reasonable question.
Nah, man. Do you know what it is about stuff like that? Yeah.
Now, what the hell are you doing here?
If that was me in that situation, like if it's a grown adult, that's different. But that's a kid. I would be happy that kid feels safe to be around
What
me.
kind of
You
kid
don't
are
know
you talking about? That,
because you know
that
what
man
it
can go
is.
to war.
What? In what country?
America.
Not in this one.
What?
Not in this country.
How old was that man?
He looks about 13, 14.
No.
Because he's got long hair.
Sorry, go back, Brent.
Okay, hello.
That's a child.
That's a man. Wait a second, let me just check.
I'm tired of seeing him eat that chicken like that.
The crisp.
So all these chairs over
proper
here,
though. You need to drop the shot.
all these
because-
seats, and you decide
That's
to
a
sit with me.
kid. That's even kid glasses. That's the free NHS ones.
Yeah,
That's a kid.
you know.
That's at 13.
No,
How old is that child? That man you claim.
17.
Bye bye.
Like you
It's
know
a
me.
hard 17. Look at him. He's so cute.
About 15, 16.
That's not 13.
Nah, man.
We were held back in school. That's not 13. Are
Yeah,
you
we wouldn't be held back in
crazy?
his looks.
That's like Sasquatch.
You're ridiculous. Anyway, if that was me, I wouldn't really care. I wouldn't care about him sitting next to
All
me.
these seats in here.
Because that's, do you
And
know
you
what's
sit
so
right
funny?
here
If
with
he
me like
sat
you know
behind
me.
him, yeah, and God forbid the kid got kidnapped, you
Why you sit with
are
me
the
like
only
you know
person in the
me?
establishment, only you two, but you didn't see
All
the
these
kidnapper.
seats in here, why did you
To be
sit with
used
me
to
like you
eating
know me?
chicken. Nah, man, sit here, baby. It's fine. That's out of order, man.
If it was a girl, would he have acted like that?
Of course he wouldn't have. Silly little hoe. I think it's out of order. This is the community. You just keep talking about you want community. Now people are communing with you, and you're doing TikToks about them.
I mean, it depends who you're building the community with, innit?
No, you can't. You don't get to build a community with people that you find sexy. That's not how it works. That's not how. It's not community standards. But bless his heart, man.
How about you, Manuel? What would you do?
Because the person's young though, I might get into a conversation with them. You know, to be fair, especially
Yeah,
if I'm
what's
by
up?
myself. Yeah,
Because what if, like, he looks like a vulnerable child. Not that vulnerable, like, you know, but
Yeah.
he just looks like a kid, and is just sat where he feels closest to, like where he feels safest. You're strict.
especially if they're young like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would think there's something going on.
I
what I
thought that's
mean?
exactly what I thought when I saw him.
I'll just ask you what are you doing here? Like, what's going on here? Why did you pick this chair for?
Just got some chicken.
Yeah, but why are you so close to me for? The whole shop's empty. I don't understand what you're doing.
You can move.
Who can?
You. Hey, just sharp.
No. That is crazy.
Bless his heart, though. That's sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Lest
then.
we forget.
Lest we forget.
We can still go what?
What happens at 8 a.m.? We might actually consider changing the times.
No.
The thoughts you have at 8 a.m.
The T-shirt.
Yeah, it could be an ally.
What did I say? What do you think I said?
I heard. I'm not saying what you said back on air.
Oh.
I've had a great week. I'm gonna get me out of here.
All right, people. Happy Black History Month again. Of course, this segment we're bigging up all the unsung heroes. Some of them, of course, we are probably familiar with, but obviously we want to just big up the people who have made contributions to the world, basically. And without their existence, the world would be very different. And so every day we're bigging up a black man and a black woman. And today we are bigging up Sir Lenny Henry. So he was born at Burton Road Hospital in Dudley on the 29th of August, 1958, and he was named after the doctor who delivered him. So his parents were Winston Jarvis Henry and Winifred Louise Henry, and they emigrated to Britain from Jamaica. Lenny Henry was the fifth of 7 children. He was the first child of the family to be actually born in the UK. And as a teenager, he performed the comedy acts in local nightclubs, which led to a successful appearance on the television talent program New Faces when he was 16 years old. And the national exposure he gained from that show helped to secure him a role in The Fosters, which was the first British situation comedy with an all-black cast. So this was back in 1976 to 1977. For those who don't know, he was the probably still is the most prominent black British comedian of that time, plus of all time, probably I'd say. And much of his material served to celebrate and parody his Caribbean or African Caribbean roots. It was in 1985 that Henry co-founded the British comic relief charity organisation, and in 1988, the first ever Red Nose Day was celebrated. Over 150 celebrities and comedians, including Lenny Henry, took part in an evening-long BBC broadcast, which was watched by 30 million viewers and raised over £15 million. As a result, he soon became one of the most public faces of that organisation's annual fundraising Red Nose Day. Over the next 20 years, Lenny Henry transitioned into theatre and film after a realisation that some of his comedic roles had been self-detrimental by feeding into certain racial stereotypes. He has since played a plethora of roles, including Shakespeare's Othello and minor roles in the film adaptation of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. He allegedly declined the OBE, by the way, before accepting the CBE. So the OBE is the officer of the Order of the British Empire. CBE is the commander of the Order of the British Empire. And he accepted the CBE in 1999. Basically he was on the Queen's New Year's honour list for his services to drama and charity in the country. And in 2020, the Sir Lenny Henry Centre was established in Birmingham City University with a mission to improve the diversity of representation and employment across contemporary British media. And there's a few things that he said along his way, right? So he said, there's still so much work to do. When you can cast a Somalian girl in your piece simply because she's the best actress, or when you can cast an Asian girl and she's not playing the victim of an arranged marriage, or cast a bloke with dreadlocks not playing a drug dealer, then we still have work. Then we will have something to work on. He also said TV producers in the 1960s and 1970s missed a great opportunity. Rather than reflect the reality of multi-ethnic Britain, they chose a more xenophobic route, emphasizing points of difference instead of similarities. If they had been more truthful in their observations, who's to say we couldn't have encouraged more young black kids at school or prevented the Brixton riots even? And he also said, when I started, I was surrounded by a predominantly white workforce. 32 years later, not a lot has changed. Big up Sir Lenny Henry. And the woman that we want to bring up is somebody by the name of Nicola Adams. Do you guys know Nicola Adams? Okay, we're going to get into it. She was born in Leeds on the 26th of October, 1982. She was educated at Agnes Stewart Church of England High School in Leeds, and she was drawn to boxing, right, because of the blend of discipline and energy. She began a journey at Bermontoft's amateur boxing club at the age of 12. And though her talent was undeniable, her path was strewn with obstacles, primarily due to the male-dominated nature of the sport. Of course, back then, there wasn't as many known female boxers. But she was a trailblazer, man. She became the first woman and openly LGBTQ plus athlete to win the Olympic gold medal for boxing. Until 2012, the Olympics didn't allow women to compete in boxing, so Nicola fought stereotypes to earn her place in the ring. Even after her retirement, Nicola has continued to break boundaries, featuring in Strictly Come Dancing as part of the first same-sex pairing on the show. She represented Harrogate Police Community Club at boxing. She fought and won her first bout at the age of 13, but it was 4 years later before she found her second opponent. 4 years she had to wait. In 2001, she became the first woman boxer ever to represent England in a fight against an Irish boxer. In 2003, she became English amateur champion for the first time, and she retained the title at the next 3 championships. In 2007, Nicola Adams became the first English female boxer to win a medal in a major boxing tournament, taking silver into the European Championship. She won silver again at the World Championships in Ningbo, China in 2008, which was Britain's first women's World Championship medal in women's boxing. And in 2010, November, she was victorious in the first ever GB Amateur Boxing Championship at the Echo Arena in Liverpool. In 2012, in the Summer Olympics, she defeated Mary Kom from India in the flyweight semi-final. She went on to then defeat the Chinese boxer and world number 1 Ren Kankan in the final to claim the first Olympic women's boxing gold medal. Big up Nicola Adams. Oh, you remember it in the Olympics, yeah? Oh, okay.
Did you put her up?
Yeah, he did.
I don't even know.
Yeah, she got the gold, man. I didn't know she was like as old as she was. Anyway, so here's a few things that she said. She said basically, believe in yourself and you'll be unstoppable. Straightforward. And she said, I went into boxing and I'm bisexual, and I still achieved and performed at the highest level, and I came away with gold and made history. So with that being said, anything is possible. She also said everyone is beatable on the right day.
Word.
And she said to finally become world champion after losing out in 3 previous finals is very satisfying. It shows that if you stick to your goals and work hard, you can achieve them in the end. So big up Nicola Adams and big up Sir Lenny Henry. And that's it for Lest We Forget.
All right, let's get into our headlines.
All right, people. So the head of the MI5 has said Russia's intelligence agency has been on a mission to generate sustained mayhem on British and European streets. Given his annual update on security threats faced by the UK, Ken McCallum said that GRU agents had carried out arson, sabotage and more dangerous actions conducted with increasing recklessness in Britain after the UK backed Ukraine in its war with Russia. MI5 had also responded to 20 plots that were backed by Iran since 2022. This is what he said. And he also said that although he added that the majority of its work still mostly involved Islamist extremism, followed by extreme right-wing terrorism. The complex mix of terror-related threats and threats from nation states meant that MI5 had one hell of a job on its hands. This is what he warned as well. Currently, the UK's current threat level, is substantial, meaning that an attack is likely. Next headline, trigger warning. Mexico's next government has been shaken by the murder of a city mayor who was attacked and beheaded days after taking office. Wow. Alejandro Catalan was sworn in as the mayor of Chilpancingo, I can't pronounce that, on the 30th of September. It's a day before Mexico's first female president, Claudia Sheinbaum. And on Monday, less than a week into her presidency, Sheinbaum confirmed reports that the 43-year-old city leader had been slain the previous day, telling reporters all the necessary investigations are taking place. Photographs of Catalan's bloodied head exhibited on the roof of a white vehicle while his body lay slumped inside spread all throughout social media. The mayor's murder came after 2 close allies were shot dead in the early days of his short-lived administration. A secretary, Francisco Tapia, was gunned down on the 3rd of October, while Ulysses Hernandez Martinez, who's a former Special Forces police commander who was tipped to become Catalan's security chief, was riddled with bullets on the eve of the mayor's inauguration. And our next headline brings us back to the UK, where the UK has offered dozens of stranded migrants held for years in a camp on a secretive UK-US military island in the Indian Ocean a temporary move to Romania. After 6 months, they could be removed to the UK, and others in the group are being offered financial incentives to go to Sri Lanka, where they faced persecution. In 2021, dozens of Tamils became the first people ever to claim asylum on Diego Garcia after their boat ran into trouble. The territory's unusual status led to a long legal dispute, with the UK government saying that bringing them to the UK risked creating a backdoor migration route. A Foreign Office spokesperson said ministers had been working to find a solution which protects the welfare of migrants and the integrity of British territorial borders. And the offer to the migrants by British officials on the island on Tuesday came after the UK announced that it was handing sovereignty to the British Indian Ocean territory, which includes Diego Garcia to Mauritius. The military base, however, will remain on the island. And that's it for our headlines.
All right, let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, people. So today's topic of the day, yeah. This might really be a quick one, innit? But I do want to see you guys' views on this. And I don't know, Brent, if you can put up a poll. Don't let anybody sit on the fence, though. Let them choose if they've forgiven or if they haven't forgiven. Yeah. And this was sent to me by Jackie. Big up, Jackie.
You got Jackie.
And basically, this was a post that was put up by, let me get the organization. 1 second. Women for Change in South Africa, right? So, by the way, this is nothing to do with South Africa. But yeah, this is a statement by Women for Change on their Instagram. And basically it says, no stage for Chris Brown in South Africa.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. There's a lot of information here, but I'll just read some certain parts. Basically, they're putting up a petition, right? There's a link in their bio and all that sort of stuff. And it basically says, Women for Change is deeply concerned about the upcoming Chris Brown concert scheduled for the 14th of December of this year in Joburg, right? This concert comes just days after the world commemorated the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Chris Brown's history of violence against women, including his 2009 arrest for assaulting Rhianna, stands in stark contrast to the values of this global anti-GBV campaign, GBV, gender-based violence, especially in a country where femicide is 5 times higher than the worldwide average. Hosting Chris Brown sends a harmful message to survivors of abuse and undermines the progress we are trying to make in addressing GBV in South Africa. Throughout the years, Chris Brown has had a series of legal entanglements, including the singer's guilty plea for assaulting and beating his then girlfriend Rhianna in 2009, for which he was sentenced to 5 years probation and community service and forced to undergo domestic violence counselling. In the years following, he pled guilty to separate assault and was sued by a woman alleging sexual assault, along with a variety of other legal issues. On the 27th of October 2024, Chris Brown, A History of Violence will launch on Investigation Discovery's 3rd annual No Excuse for Abuse campaign. We demand to know how Home Affairs could grant a visa to a convicted abuser to perform in South Africa. This decision is concerning and indicative of a systemic failure to protect the very individuals who need our support the most. We must hold individuals accountable for their actions and work to build a culture that uplifts and supports survivors rather than glorifying those who have caused harm. We strongly urge concert organisers and decision makers to reconsider, hosting Chris Brown and calling the public to support our advocacy for a safer, more respectful society for all women and girls. So yes, it seems like obviously this is for South Africa because that's where they're based, but this is like a worldwide campaign basically. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that, man? Should we trigger one, of course, and I don't want to be flippant here, but so hopefully everybody kind of understands what I'm saying in the spirit in which I'm saying it. But is it time that people forgive Chris Brown and move on? Because the man has changed, right? At least...
You've already forgiven Chris Brown.
All right.
You saw that 5-6 days of the O2.
I was just about to say, 7 days back to back in O2. They're paying £1,500 for selfies. Chris Brown is cool.
Listen.
Give Chris Brown the same advice we give everybody
know
else.
what, though?
Just go where the love is, Chris.
No, but is he cool though?
Just
Because
go where the love is.
No, but you know what,
They
though?
don't want you.
He might be cool, but people always bring up his thing. There was a whole, I think, is it the people that did the Nickelodeon documentary? I saw that they're trying to do a documentary on Chris Brown as well. Okay. He's still blacklisted in the industry. Don't matter how much he charts, he does that by his own, like on his own merit.
Yeah, but that's why he's cool though. Them stains there don't rub off people, so that's not to be expected. Whether you do stuff like
that's the thing.
Like rape and snitching and all these things, like them kind of accusations.
I think it's crazy they put snitching in there.
No, but I'm just letting you know. I'm just telling you that just culturally, those kind of stains that don't really come off in the wash, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So he's always gonna get that. That goes without saying. But the fact that he can live how he's living and move in the circles that he's circling and do what he's doing, like he's fine.
Yeah.
Like, to be totally honest with you, because the exception never proves the rules. So that's like I said, that stuff's always going to follow him, and obviously they're within their rights to do that. But I don't think it affects his bottom line. So anybody that's at home caring is well, no, actually to say that obviously there's like victims of sexual assault and stuff who are going to feel a certain way about Chris Brown regardless of it. So obviously them it's different, but I'm saying like anybody else that's not invested and still listening to the music and stuff, they're just doing stuff like this. They're just
I think
just woofing online.
Like that's the organization. So in my mind, they boycott every single person that's ever like had a history of abuse or whatever. So sounds about right.
But the thing is, sorry, go.
No, I'm saying like it sounds about right for them.
Okay.
Like, that's their cause. That's what they're about.
On October 27th, there is a documentary called Chris Brown, A History of Violence, coming out under the network Investigation Discovery. This documentary will explore Brown's history of legal troubles, including allegations of domestic violence and sexual assault. It will also examine his upbringing and the societal, implications of his actions. The documentary will feature commentary from experts and survivors and will include new allegations.
There you go.
Yeah, since he did what he did, like the media has never taken a day off. Like even when he's not involved with stuff, it'll be like friend of Chris. Say like it's a friend of his or not even a friend of his, just someone that's like from the same town as him. They would find a way to tie him into it. Like he's like the what's the UK Sterling? You know how they tie? Is it Raheem?
Yeah.
Yeah. See how they tie Raheem to anything? Like friend of this person. I feel like that's what like Chris Brown is. Like there's some cases that people that have been associated with his name that isn't even to do with him. But that's just what. But unfortunately, I feel like that's just what happens when you do clownery. Clown comes back to bite. So.
Because I mean, with the same situation, yeah, obviously, like Mark's pretty much said there, it seems like the public has forgiven him. Have they forgiven him because it's him? So they like his dancing, his singing, how he looks. But other guys, yeah, or even other women who, you know, have been the perpetrators of, you know, SA or DV or whatever it may be, no one's willing to give them a chance. People are saying they should go to prison, all sorts of stuff.
But you know what it is though? Like Chris Brown is not forgiven because Chris Brown is still a controversial conversation.
Okay.
So even like it's as a society, he hasn't been forgiven as a society. Obviously, I remember when he was going to come to London and whatever, people were like, "Oh, I can't. You guys are going to go to da." But somehow the tickets were selling out. So I said, "Well, some of y'all there. Obviously, I was there, but I don't think as a whole in society he's forgiven because every time his name comes up, it's a controversial conversation. So he's not forgiven. I just think that there's people that look past it. But that's just like with anything, like with anything. To be fair, there's people that still listen to Gunna. That's not a thing for them. There's people that are like murderers.
People that still listen to R. Kelly.
Bro, exactly. Michael Jackson.
I've had enough of holding these people to these standards because they don't dictate my life. They're not even like role models for me. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and obviously, like everybody's morals and stuff are different, and certain things sit with you. There's certain things people don't want to be endorsing. I think everybody's just got to just do what works for them.
That
man.
literally.
If you want to play Chris Brown, play Chris Brown. If you don't want to play Chris Brown, don't play him. People have that feelings about Michael Jackson. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, that two things can be true. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you don't want to fuck with Chris Brown and you don't support nothing he stands for, that is totally fine. You're within your rights to. That is cool. But you don't have to make anybody pretend like he's not a talented motherfucker. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? You can't be confused why people still like listening to his music and going to his shows and stuff like that. So if you don't want to do that, just don't do it then.
But I also think the media has something to play with it though, because sorry, Dr. Dre out here doing releasing enhanced versions of headphones. Dr. Dre.
But people pick and choose. There's bare fights there's bare hills that we can die on. There's bare people that do pure unsavory things.
Yeah, but the media
some of it's in the dark.
Brown,
but enough of it's in the light though. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And then I don't understand when there's different subjects that are at people's heart, like these hills that they want to die on. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and then like you pick and choose what cause means more to you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. And like, you're so crazy. Is that you're so mad and angry at Chris Brown because he's still selling tickets and touring and making music and stuff like that. But you're still using your iPhone and that, man. Like, allow it, man.
Yeah. I feel like the media definitely plays a big part in it. I feel like that's why Chris Brown's always the center where there's so many other people that have done things, but I don't hear about them in them. And the media doesn't go in on them the way they do on Chris Brown. And I think it's just, I think he's an easy target. To be fair. I think people have been paid, so.
What about those that will say, okay, cool, this is an organization that really cares for, you know, about this whole gender-based violence and stuff, yeah? Especially like they said, they're based in South Africa. Women femicide is 5 times higher than the global average, right? If we are allowing somebody like Chris Brown, I'm assuming like, you know, this is what they're thinking, to be performing, to be enjoying life, to be going to these, you know what I mean, doing whatever he's doing, are we not sending a bad message about how we feel about gender-based violence?
But you know what it is though? Because in all of this, like I'm not for the cancellation culture, and for me, or based on things people have done in the past, if they've grown and understand, and like, do you mean if they've done the work to be different from that? So what exactly would they want from him? What do you mean, like, Like, what do you want from it? What do you want him to do?
Yeah, go.
No, I'm just saying. Just on top of that, like, is he an abuser or is he just a toxic man like that toxic guy and gets in toxic relationships
Nah, he
and have
abused.
situations
Because he
and stuff like
abused, he allegedly, did what the world saw that he did to Rhianna. And then Karichi also.
that sounded like a fight. I heard this story. That didn't sound like abuse.
Tread the line.
I'm just saying, it didn't sound like it to me. Maybe
I
obviously
think-
it was just one account. Maybe we need to hear Rhianna's side of it. But for what I heard, it didn't sound
Rhianna
like
gave
he
a
was-
side. She
Yeah.
said he did that shit to her.
And did she say that she did that shit to him too?
Did we see bruises like that on Chris Brown's face?
She didn't punch me in
We
the
didn't
face.
see a scratch on Chris Brown's face. So how is that a fight?
I'm just saying.
If you're having an argument, because I heard the whole thing about she threw the key out the car, or whatever, because it was cheating, blah 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 blah. But we saw what we saw. So even if it was a fight, like, we saw what we saw.
Didn't she bite his things or grab his things or something like that? Did she do something mad to him or something?
We didn't see the mark. What we saw about
We
Rhianna.
didn't see the mark.
No, because we saw like, he literally, like, he could have killed her.
Yeah, no, that's
So like, it's not even it was a fight thing.
yeah, but I don't take paracetamol for people's headaches. You told me not to do that. And there's
Absolutely,
bare
you're
toxic,
right,
there's
you
bare
don't.
toxic couples that go around doing fuckery, and then.
I
all
think we
of
need
a-
to draw a
and
line
the-
between toxic though and
But I'm just saying
abuse.
though, it's not exactly though. So you got to use the right language or put the right markers on the right people. You need
that's what I'm saying.
and
But what he
information is
did
important.
is abuse though. It's not toxic. Toxic is you telling this girl you're gonna be faithful to her and then talking to other women.
No, but I see
That's
toxic. I see toxic couples fighting.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. It's
So is
not
that- is that
toxic. It's
abuse?
yes, abuse on both ends. Because
Oh,
women
so it's
abuse
both
men as
ways.
well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If it's both ways, if it's fair,
Yes,
then.
it's because what it is domestic abuse. So that's abuse that's going on in the home, in like family, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but then they're both
So-
abusing each other.
Yes, but the thing
So
is,
they're equally
no,
yoked.
we never heard a situation of Rhianna abusing Chris Brown. What we saw was evidence of him doing that to her. Do you get what I mean? So all that stuff is all rumors. There's no receipts about any of it. And also, I'm a bit funny about things coming out now just because you're about to go to jail for how many years and we've seen the evidence of the bad work you did. Now it's like, oh, she was abusing me too. Okay, but there's no witnesses, there's no one you ever told about that, nothing. Now we've seen what you did to this woman. Now all of a sudden now she was abusing you too. Not saying it can't be true, but it's just a bit convenient to bring that into. So I feel like I feel like we start to label things toxic just because it's kind of quote unquote common or we see it all the time, but it's abuse in both ways because women abuse men as well. Like it goes on both ways. Do you get what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's
no,
still abuse.
that's kind of my point. They're doing what they're doing. They was happy when they was together doing whatever they're doing, and then when shit goes awry now, all of a sudden you want to come out and.
But we don't know that they were happy doing what they were doing because we weren't there. And abuse is not like we don't know
When I say that,
what the
because
reality
you're
of
living
abuse.
in your relationship. I don't think you get to a point. You don't just wake up one day and get to that point. That's why I'm saying you're in a toxic relationship. You're like going back and forth and doing the things that you're doing. You don't just wake up one day and get to that point. That's my point. When I'm making
Abuse
I'm saying
starts one day.
You was happy in your relationship doing.
No, but
you
abuse
have been
starts-
toxic before anybody even laid their hands on each other.
No, but you know, like it's not always a build up. It can happen out of nowhere. Like abuse starts one day. The first time someone hits the partner, that's the day it started. And there's no telling what the impact of that hit will be. That could have been the first time he ever beat her up like that. But that was let's even say that was the day it started. We saw the day it started. So it's not a thing where like it's necessarily a build up. Like every build up starts at one point, and it could be light for lack of a better word, or it could be extreme.
Apparently, she did admit to scratching and hitting him, and then obviously he overreacted and did what he did.
Who said that?
Ed.
I feel like stuff like this. I need receipts. Ed, can you put in the Discord? Because this is a rumor I've heard. This is a rumor.
Yeah,
like
exactly. We've
there's
heard it a few
rumors and
times,
stuff
yeah.
like that. But yeah, I'm gonna need receipts. But again, as I said, a scratch compared to what he did to her that we saw he did to her, she could have been blind. Maggie says maybe have an organization like Sister Space to talk about the realities of domestic violence to stop conflating with toxic relationships. That would be a good idea. That is a good idea, actually. Because I think there's a lot of things that people see that we just brand as toxic, but it's actually abuse. Even like within the family. That we just see as, toxic behavior, or we normalize and think, that's not bad. Is when you're speaking to other people who don't face your reality, that's when you start to realize how weird it sounds when you say it out loud.
No, but I
But
was
within
just
your
looking-
home, it don't sound like that.
No, but I could just see it from the eye test. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if it's one way, and it's a man doing his thing and trying to oppress and bully and get violent
Yeah.
and stuff like that, that's abusive as far as I'm concerned. If it's two way and you are both here enabling you fuckery, that's toxic.
Nah, man, doesn't
It's
work
true,
like
though.
that. Because you could have like abuse goes both ways. Like
But
abuse
that's
is
my
not
whole
just
point.
when
But
it's one way.
But this is my point. The woman's yes, we made the point. The woman's doing it too. You are in this together.
Yeah, but
so
you're
to
both
throw
abusive.
Yeah, but you're both abusive. But throwing that abuse on the man, throwing that abuse on the woman ain't weighty like it is throwing it on the
It
man.
should be though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, but it's
point.
not though. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's why
Yeah.
I want to differentiate between the
But you know
language
what?
because it's not fair.
Do you know part of that issue is though? Part of the reason why it's not weighty is because it keeps getting called toxic. Because there was a phase in history where men were talking about, oh, I like a crazy girl. I like a crazy girl. That is wild. Some of the stuff the user we're dealing with is abuse. So because like that's why we need to stop calling it toxic because it's abuse. When we start calling things for what they actually are, then there will be more conversations being had and there will be more conversations being had for men that also face abuse. Because last time I checked, I researched it was like 1 in 7 men are victims of domestic violence. But that was years ago. It's probably gone up now, something like that. Do you get me? It would have gone up.
Probably went up in COVID, I think.
Yeah, and that went up for abuse in general. So we can't be calling these things toxic because I feel like toxic now just makes things sound lighter. It makes it sound like a joke. Not a joke, but just makes it sound like, oh, it's not that, everyone does it, it's all right. No, it's not all right. It's abuse both ways. If there's a couple that constantly beat each other up and whatever it is, that is abuse both ways. It's not a fight. It's abuse. That's physical abuse. You should never be hitting your partner.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, there's that.
Do you feel like us as a society have to take more responsibility for? Obviously, none of us made Chris Brown do what he did, innit? But in terms of like us supporting him, you know what I'm saying? Because again, right in the chat, obviously, I don't follow Chris Brown like that, innit?
Yeah.
But Abby's saying, well, he literally did a tour last year in the UK and he faces charges if he comes back over assault charges again, right? Maggie said Chris is talented, we can't deny that, but for me, I don't see change in his behaviour. The same with Trey Songz. Yeah. When do we maybe...
No, not the same as Trey Songz.
No, just that.
Trey Songz ones is not physical. Trey Songz is SA.
I'm hearing that.
And
Trey's
he's been
a
allegedly
creep.
been paying people off for years behind the scene.
Yeah, I'm hearing
So,
he's on nasty smoke.
Apparently Trey Songz is looking like it's allegedly could be on the R. Kelly vibe.
I think when it all comes out about
it's
Trey,
gonna be mad.
I think they're gonna take
It's
him
gonna be
down.
very mad.
Because there's little whisperings and stuff and they're trying already. But I don't think the receipts are that strong.
And Kiki Palmer told us. He locked in a cupboard. Kiki Palmer told us, so.
But you can talk to a natural gal that has had experience with Trey in this London.
Like in any,
and
like just when he was here for a
They
talk.
can tell you he's
a creep,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, each abuser for his own. Standalone abuse.
He's R&B, man.
But you know what is that? I don't think it's a thing of like as society where I just feel like the thing is the reality of life is that not everyone has the same moral compasses.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things that I feel more passion for than other things, and I'm within my rights to feel that. So I feel like the problem with things is that people love to do things as a together, and there's nothing else we do as a together. So why do you want everyone to band together to cancel this person? No, you cancel this person and find your tribe that's also cancelled him, and it's great.
Is it more so because, you know what? Let's say the crime was, again, trigger warning,
Yeah.
Let's say the crime was rape. Do you feel like everybody would have the same sort of attitude?
No, because when Cassie came out and talked about the things that was going on with Thingy, what's his name, Diddy, people made excuses. When we see them what's it called? Those footballers and women come out and say, oh, that this is what they assaulted me or whatever. People make excuses for that. So there's no societal issue that we're ever going to be together on. Even in the pandemic, people thought it was just a joke or whatever it was. There's no societal issue that we're ever going to be together on. So it's not a thing where like, oh, when is this, when is that? Even pedophilia, people are not together on. People aren't together on that. People are making jokes about R. Kelly and, doing what he did to that little girl and blah, 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 blah. People are not on the same... There's people that will go out with 15-year-olds. People that go out with 17-year-olds, that go out with 18-year-olds. And I saw a tweet that, but I can't remember who it was. But it was like something like, there's an actor or something that's going out with like a 18-year-old. And people were like, if the age of consent actually moved to 13, people would be like, well, it's the age of consent. I can be with them. And people would. So there's nothing we're ever going to be banded together on. There's no societal issue that we're ever going to be banded together because people have different moral compasses. And honestly, some people just don't care. Like some people don't see an issue with domestic violence relationships. They see it as, well, if you did too much, so he patterned you or what. Like some people don't see an issue with that. So we're never going to be together on that. So I feel like what everyone needs to do is, if you don't like, there's hella people I don't listen to. I don't entertain. I wouldn't even talk about them on Word and Road because I don't like them. Not 'cause I don't like them. I don't stand for all what they stand for. And I'm not going to give you a platform for a second for the foolishness that you represent. I don't go around carrying placards and here's everybody that I know long. Is everything right there? You fall asleep because it started at 8. I don't go around, making a list and announcing every time, okay, I've decided to cancel this person, I've decided to cancel this person. Like, no. I don't need to. If I stand for something, then I stand for that. I don't need to go around doing that. Obviously, if I'm an organization, I can understand why. That makes sense to me. That's why it makes sense. But I just think, people think differently, man.
But that's the thing. I think a lot of people are basically saying that us as human beings, we may say we're against a particular thing, but only when it's certain people.
Yeah.
So why is it that we're allowing somebody like Chris Brown, especially if what these guys are saying is correct, if he's a repeat offender?
Yeah.
Why is it like, what's his name? Tory
Lanez.
Yeah, Tory Lanez. When he comes out, do you feel like he still has a career?
You can try in Canada. That way it's from.
You see what I'm saying? So
But he does though. He still has a career because there's hella people that still call Megan a liar.
Tory
Like,
will be
he's
straight.
got-
Tory's fire.
He's got a lot.
that's what I'm saying. It's because of the
This
quality.
guy
They're
was
gonna
in-
be they're gonna be missing that flame. I think when Tory comes home.
He was in prison doing and that to confiscate his what's it called, his little studio that he built in the studio.
Is that abuse
in
or
the
what you're
jail.
talking about Tory though? We don't need to vilify Tory, do we? I listen to other rappers that shot people.
Yeah, but
See
were they
what I'm
together?
saying though?
No, I listen to rappers that shot people though.
This is what I'm saying. So this is why we can't have the same because we're just never going to be on code.
No, you're saying because he shot a gal.
Huh?
Is it because he shot a gal?
Yeah.
But what about equal rights?
What rights? Did he
Women's
shoot him
rights.
back?
No, equality, I'm saying. What about just being seen on the same level, the independent working, the pay gap, all these things? We're going for equality. So
What's
what
that got
I'm
to
saying,
do with a person being shot in the foot?
I'm saying I listen to rappers
who shoot
Yeah.
who
other-
shoot
yeah.
people.
Okay.
And I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So I should be mad at Tory because he shot
I'm not
a
telling
gal.
I'm not telling you to do anything.
No, I'm just asking
Because
the question.
I wouldn't listen to rappers that I know shot people.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't. Yeah, but that's the thing. This is literally a case in point. Based on my morals, I'm not listening to individuals that I know are murderers.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. So I'm not trying to get you on the side of Tory Lanez, but most importantly, what you just said has nothing to do with equality. That is not what the fight for equality is for. Not at all. No, not at all. Not even the slightest. But
No, but
yeah.
that's because, like you're saying, like your thing is, okay, cool. Shooting is wrong. But why is it that when it comes to rappers who shoot guys, for example, no one cares? It's just seen as, well,
It's
this
not
is
that
rap
do you know
music.
what it is though? This is the issue. It's not that no one cares. It's that men don't care. Women will care. Women will care.
But
Women, this is the issue I have as well. Why do you, as a man,
Yeah.
need what's it called, support
yeah.
to not listen to somebody? You don't care. You don't care. If it's male on female violence, women rise up and they care and they put their foot down. If it's male on male violence, shouldn't it be men who are the ones who putting their foot down on this? But you don't. You see that's toxic behavior. So why are you expecting women to be as loud for you to tell you then to cancel that, only for them to do that anyway? You tell them that they're being too sensitive.
Yeah, but
That's a man's issue. That's what you guys are doing.
If R. Kelly's cases, was all with all adult women, would he be cancelled the way he is?
Yes, because Harvey Weinstein is cancelled for all the adult women that he was with, and he's a white man.
But R. Kelly wasn't raping people, was he?
I don't know, allegedly.
Weinstein was doing that, right?
Weinstein's moving mad. I feel like they're a bit different.
R. Kelly's things was not just young kids.
That's what I'm saying.
It was there was adults there, like
I know,
legal
but
adults.
No, the question
Yeah.
I'm asking is, if you take the kids out of this equation and it was just all this stuff that he's done was just legal adults, would he be cancelled the same way?
Yes, because
I
Bill
don't
Cosby's
think so, no.
cancelled. Yes.
If they took the kids out of the situation, I'd still play R. Kelly.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same.
With everything,
think
with all the
there
dungeon and all that.
was-
If you
I
took-
think there was forcible sex involved in some of the cases.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, he also caged them. He kept food from them, and then he would go in and basically take what he wants.
I hear that. But what I'm saying is, if you took the kids out of the
I was just
situation,
speaking to the whole.
But you know what?
yeah, if you took the kids out of the
I hear
situation,
you.
I'd still play R. Kelly.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Women wouldn't. Women wouldn't. And that's what I'm saying, that when it comes to women and violence against women, women stand on business, we stand on code. You can't then tell me that, yeah, but if it's a male on male sexual violence or whatever the case is, women would still would still cancel that person. However, men may not, because you guys are not you're quite desensitized to stuff like that. We can't help you with that fight. That's for you to do. That's for you to fight against male on male crimes. That's for you to fight against male on male violence. That's for you to fight against women on male violence and stuff. Like, we can't help you with that. But the irony is that women do actually stand up against those things. Women do actually speak up about these things.
For some reason, I feel like, I mean, obviously I could be wrong, but I feel like if there was no kids involved, I feel like women would still support R. Kelly.
No, they wouldn't, because Bill Cosby wasn't involved with kids.
No, but Bill Cosby's situation was more so alleged drugging them. You know what I'm saying?
Brent just said he was locking people up in cages.
Yeah, you don't know the details in my. It's more, when I say cages, I mean he locked them
Like, just lock them away.
He didn't allow them to leave.
And he went in and he took stuff from them. Forcibly rape.
But you know what it is?
Yeah,
as
I
well?
never heard. Maybe because I never
But you
heard.
know what it is as well, though? Like, even on like one-to-one situations, like where there's just a man who's not even that famous, or let's just say that a low-level, what's it called, influencer, whatever it is, and he does one thing to one woman that women can see, women do cancel men for that. So it's not a case of, are you talking about men or women that if it was R. Kelly, the kids were removed?
I think both.
No.
Yeah, so-
Women stay standing on business about these things. Women don't play about these things, because women are the one who, like, the statistics shows that women are victims of these things more than anything else. So women do, even for less.
Victims of what? Domestic abuse?
Domestic abuse, sexual assault, all the abuses. So,
Well,
of course.
This what you just put up in it, Brent.
This is what Black Rob shared in the Discord. Physical injuries and other effects to male and female. Anything. Men, women.
So what? So basically, men
Men are higher.
Yes, higher.
men,
Did you
men
guys know that?
suffer from more physical injury.
Did you guys know that?
Nope.
Neither did I.
That don't shock me. Gal always
don't shock me, but I
gal
didn't
always
know.
think they can put their hands on man.
There you go. And you guys, when you guys see that as, oh, she's just a crazy sexy girl. No, it's abuse.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying one thing. Yeah, but I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but if you're gonna do the punching up your man and putting your hands on your man, whatever happens to you in your spare time, I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, fair enough. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my thing is, though, the reason women's statistics here is allegedly lower. However, what we hear the most about is women's abuse and stuff like that, because women are doing the work for that. Nobody's good. Like, respectfully, men have got to help themselves. Men have, if men have those statistics as high as that, and then we also know that men have the higher suicide rates and all these things. What are we doing? Grabbing mics talking about cheeks. Well, can't help you with that, unfortunately.
Obviously, I think this will probably take it into a different conversation, but I don't think it's just a man's issue. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the men that's beating themselves, isn't it?
No, I'm not saying it's a man. No. Don't conflate what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a man's issue. However, I'm saying men need to do the work. The reason why these things are not reported as it should be, the reason why these things are not clamped down on as it should be, the reason why not a lot of noise is not happening as it should be, is because of the way, like, society has deemed men. You should be strong, you should be da-da-da-da. But at some point, my point will always be, at some point, men have got to look inwards and start to change that narrative. You have to do that narrative. You have to be the one to do the work to do the narrative. Because when women try to do it, these are saying, oh, you just want simps, or you just want da-da-da-da, or you guys don't really want men like that, blah, 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 blah. Men are going to have to be the ones to do majority of the work. That's the reality. Because when at men issues, you do find women there. Women's issues don't really find men there. So there's only so much that one can do. I'm not saying that men are the ones beating themselves up or whatever. I'm not saying any of that. However, men have got to do some work. You've got to start deconstructing the way you've not been raised. All these mindsets of, well, you know, if you cry, or if you're crying, you're an emotional person. These times, anger is an emotion, so that's a very stupid argument. Like, you've got to do the work to do these things. Because how else is the narrative going to be changed? Otherwise, we're going to be here 10 years' time having these same conversations. Those stats are going to go up. Because you keep seeing women hitting you as oh, she's just sexy and she's just fiery.
I don't think it's a case of that,
it comes from the language of how men have been raised. It comes from how men have been raised.
Yeah, it's kind of like going back to what you say all the time about how women are raised, from when they're little girls to be wives and to be this and to be that. You know what I'm saying? I think men go through similar sorts of thing because society is that way. You know what I'm saying? So if a man was to go somewhere and be like, cool, yeah, my girlfriend did this to me, she stabbed me or she punched me in the face, and people would laugh. So in the same way about the whole men don't have safe spaces to talk and you know, express themselves, it's the same sort of thing.
But this is what I'm saying though.
I don't
like,
think it's just
that's
a
not.
man. What basically
But that's
what I'm trying to
okay.
say
So
is,
what's
yeah.
the solution though? Because that's not an excuse for you to not do anything.
It's not about
But people,
it being an
but the thing
excuse.
is that people have been using that as a reason not to do it. Look at this comment. TC says, if you tell anyone your women beating you, you're done out. Laughing emoji. You can't chat to no one in the group chat. Okay, and what are we doing about that then? What are we doing about that then? What is going to be done about the way that people don't take things seriously? What I can't remember what dilemma it was that we had, and the guy was talking about something to do with a woman mocking him for something.
That's not
and I said,
fair.
no, but wait. And I said, what I said was, if you bring up something to a woman and she's laughing about it, it's a serious issue. Let her know that's ridiculous.
It's a catch-22 because you don't want the right response to that. The reason why the man are laughing when his guy's beating him up, because no guy shouldn't be able to beat him up.
And but the reality,
No,
and you're laughing.
No,
and you're
because
but the
it's because
reality
of the
happens.
mindset. No, because he could fix her business for her
So
if he wanted
what's
to.
the
So
solution?
what exactly?
No, don't exactly. Because I've told you what the solution is.
No, we don't
I've
want the
spent-
solution.
Then you're all stupid
We don't want
then.
the
And
solution.
this
We don't want the
conversation is
solution. We don't want
dumb.
the solution.
Then I don't want to hear anything then about these things. I don't want to hear about the social issue, these issues then. If you're not going to, you're telling me what the problem is. You're saying it clearly. I'm sure you're not the only man that has this mindset. I'm sure you're not the only guy that feels like, yeah, she shouldn't be able to beat you, blah, 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 blah. What is the solution then? What are we going to do to have boundaries to make sure that this changes for the future generation? Look at the stats. It's only going to go up then. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because a woman assault, and again, I'm not, when it comes to this abuse situation, I'm not saying that it's easy to just get up and go. It's not for women or for men. However, when we stop normalizing these conversations about your girl hits you, your girl does this, she does that. When you stop normalizing that conversation, and women and the women that do these things see that this is a serious situation, it will change over
Yeah,
time.
but what avenue do you want to go down? Because if I turn around and say, yeah, okay, cool, if my guy boxes my face, she ain't gonna box me again, and I can make sure of that, then what?
What are you talking about? What is the solution that you're bringing up there?
The same solution she used.
Because that's the solution. What are you talking about? What you've just presented, is that a problem or solution? Her hitting a man, is that a problem or solution?
Her hitting me,
Yeah,
is a problem.
Okay, so why
And
then
me
do you
returning
think
the
that?
favour is a problem too.
So why do you think then the solution would be going back with another problem?
Why wouldn't it be?
Where does that end? What's the end result? What's the end result of that?
You learn your lesson. Don't touch me again.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of work to do. So much work. If someone hits you and you hit them back, that doesn't solve a damn thing.
I got taught from a kid.
But that's what I'm saying though. A lot of the things that we know as adults goes back to how it is that we've been raised, how the previous generation was raised, and that's the work that needs to be done. Because that's not right. If a woman hits a man and he hits her back, there's nothing here.
Man, woman, or child. Anybody that's touched me ain't touched me again.
No, because there might be a guy who we hit. I'm not going to use you, but there might be a guy who hits her back. Okay, she moves on to the next relationship. Maybe that guy, his family is like never, or whatever circumstances, ever hear a woman. Now he's just someone that continuously gets abused. Like, that's not the solution. Hitting each other back is not the solution. Like, and I feel like that's the problem with I don't know about other communities, but that's the problem with black communities, that we think that fighting, arguing, whatever it is conflict resolution. That is not conflict resolution. It just makes the conflict worse. A lot of work needs to be done. A lot of work needs to be done for male sexual abuse victims to be acknowledged. A lot of work needs to be done for male domestic violence survivors. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. However, this work is not going to be done if we're sitting there and saying, well, it's the way we've been raised though. We like, yes, I'm glad you brought up the point about how it is that women have been raised. Women have essentially been raised to build lives that ultimately serves men. What are women doing? People make fun of feminists all the time. What do you think feminism is about? It's about breaking down that mindset. It's about breaking down this thing that has been the norm for so long. So when it comes to men not being allowed to be emotional, men not being allowed to express their feelings, we have to change that. Men have the highest suicide rates. When will that get changed? Not being able to say in your group chat that your girl assaulted you and your boys can't give you good advice is piss poor. That's terrible. Anyway, here I am doing a man's fight.
Hey guys.
All right. Morning, Black Rob.
Morning. Got a lot to say on the subject. I think there's a lot of social conditioning that's gone on, and sometimes the way these conversations are framed is that when there's women's issues, society as a whole, we need to galvanize to find a solution to it. But when it's a man's issue, you need to sort that out yourself. And that's kind of what I was hearing on the call just now, kind of thing. Because even this conditioning goes both ways. The same way men diminish physical abuse to men, even guys are whatever. Do you know what I mean? We minimize it. It's minimized by women as well. So they're minimizing abuse to men by women as well. So there's an issue on both sides. Everyone's minimizing it because you see these YouTube videos of like couple arguing, and the if the woman starts beating on the guy, people that are walking by will just ignore it. The minute the guy raised his hand back at her before he'd even touched her, those 3/4 guys jumped in to kind of attack him. That shows that we're conditioned to not see physical abuse from a woman to the man as anything worth jumping in, stepping in for, or there being a social cost, or even like a judicial cost attached to it. But the other way around, there's a heavy penalty for the abuse of a man to a woman. So therefore, they're not seen as the same thing, and that's the problem in itself. And even the way we're discussing it today is kind of problematic in the way that it should be seen as an evil playing field, even though obviously there's more physical damage that can be done from a man to a woman. We all know that, but in the minds of people, if we start seeing them on the same level, then it will be taken more seriously. And the reason why I shared those stats with you, because I knew all of you, or I knew for sure Esther had a preconceived notion that there was more physical abuse done to women than men. And I knew quite a lot. And it's because of the condition that society has been done. When something is pushed to the forefront of society, it seems bigger than what, and I don't want to say bigger than what is. It's like it's an issue, but it seems bigger than what is in terms of, if I told you this stats, none of you would have believed me. But because I showed it to you, now you understood that it was real. So when I say it's bigger than what it seems, I'm talking about how like something that maybe affects a small I don't want to say small subject because then it diminishes it, but I'm saying that the amount of abuse that, if the stats showed that men are getting abused more, but if you look at the narrative around it, you would think that the actual data would have pointed to the opposite, but it's because of the way it's being spoken about. So I think there's a change in the narrative that has to be done to make sure that there's a social and judicial cost attached to abuse both ways. And then if that's the case, women that hit men would think twice about it, just because even if they want to do it, they'd be like, I'm going to get called out by my friends if I do this. I might go to jail if I do this. Guys that do it, they're madmen because they know that there's a cost attached to it. If they do it and and if they do it in public, someone will jump in most of the time. If they do it behind closed door and the police are called, they're going to jail. That's probably not the same the other way around. And if it was the same the other way around, people would think a little bit twice. And those are the issues that need to be solved. And I don't think it makes any sense to go, it's your problem, so you man need to still deal with it yourself. That's kind of what I was hearing.
Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, something you said that's really irritated my spirit. Saying the fact that no one in the room knew the statistics. I did mention that last time I checked was 1 in 7 because I worked with a domestic violence shelter and whatever. So that was years, and I mentioned that was years ago. So saying that you knew Esther especially wouldn't know the stats when Esther is the one who sat here the whole time saying that abuse against men is not toxicity, but rather it's abuse, is very, very interesting. Very interesting.
There's a recording. There's a recording. I could just clip of this. There's a recording like 10 minutes ago of you saying the exact opposite of what was on the screen right next to you on the split screen.
What did I say?
I'll screen grab it and send it to you.
No, don't send it to me. Put it on Discord. Because what I said was that I don't know the exact stats anymore. But years ago, it was 1 in 7 men, and that is a factual thing.
Is that what you said?
I literally studied that, and I mentioned that I did not know that it's been years since I looked it up. So you saying when nobody else in the room knows about it anyway, but you saying, well, Esther especially, I knew Esther especially wouldn't know, when I'm the one who sat here talking about abuse against men should be recognized and not seen as toxic and not seen as just a fight. Very wild. Anyway, Maggie says, Esther was the one on the panel speaking up for male victims. Other people on the panel laughed. No, he wouldn't know that because he's deaf to stuff like that. Very biased individual. Anyway, is that all your points that you got to say today?
I'm not biased.
Have you got anything else to add to the conversation?
Do you have anything to?
Have you got anything else to add to the conversation?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Okay, then thank you. Thank you for your services. Thank you for calling in.
Emotional.
Yeah, because you're not emotional. Boy, bye.
Are you stats?
Just shut up and just get off the line. An absolute twat.
All right. So
anyway,
Anyway, I like you said before, Esther, yeah, everyone's going to be seeing different things differently. Everyone's got different fights, right? But I think maybe there is a way that I guess, and I think it just comes with time, innit? Seeing how we can be kind of consistent
Do you think,
in society.
Emmanuel,
Yes.
that at any point in time, Esther has been arguing against advocacy for black men in any of her arguments?
Arguing against it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone's arguing against it.
All right, cool. I just wanted to know. How about you, Mags?
What's that?
Esther's passion and her frustration in this. Is it for you guys to take this more seriously than she thinks that you're taking it?
Sorry, what?
Is it to take it more seriously, for you guys to take it more seriously than it is that y'all are taking it?
I'm taking it seriously.
No. I'm talking about Esther.
Okay, go
I
on.
want you to advocate for Esther right now.
What's the question you're asking me?
Do you think that she has been arguing for y'all to take this abuse more seriously? Her intent, where's it coming from? Is it a good place or a bad place?
I wouldn't say to take it more seriously. I would say maybe to... what was it advocating for? Maybe to change some of our attitudes towards our thinking.
To help y'all or to your detriment?
Obviously to help if it's going to stop
That's what I'm
violence
thinking.
and stuff like that.
That's what I'm thinking. So, in whatever position that she takes, whether it is she hasn't got all of the data, in my mind, she has been arguing from a point where y'all need to be more serious about this particular thing that is affecting y'all.
Yeah, but it's a deeper conversation. Like everybody needs to take it more seriously. Like even like women and that, like to the conversations, to some of the language that you're using, to some of the things that you're putting on people, and tarring everybody with the same brush and all these things. Some people that women that weaponize their sexuality and put women in these and put men in these problems and lie and make things up and all that. And it muddies the water for the people that are really going through stuff. Like there's bare conversations that need to have. It's not just on us. Like it's not that at all. Like, yeah, this is a serious conversation. It's a nuanced conversation. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and obviously, and everybody's different. You know what I'm trying to say? So, and then you project and you push your morals onto people when everybody's different. And how do we police this stuff like that? Like domestic violence and stuff like that. Like when, like in reality, like people come online and chat shit in public all day long. But reality, real life, we know the things that are going on and what's accepted in society and whatnot. So what are we doing here? I'd rather have real, honest conversations, not people posturing and like pretending to be holier than thou to look good online. Like I don't want to do all that stuff. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That because what are these banners chatting shit in the comments, right? But they're not doing things like that. Your brethren's box their gal in their face and you're just still friends with them. So what are we doing here? Do you know what I'm trying to say? What level do we go to? Do you know what I'm trying to say? If I don't even want to do this, but I'm saying used to our brethren. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm guessing if you've been friends for years, if he was an abusive, horrible man, yeah, you wouldn't even have the relationship that you have with him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But if he got in a problem in his relationship and there was an altercation that got a bit toxic and it got out of hand and maybe rested the tear, and he put his hands on his wife for whatever reason, whether he's right, wrong, or even if he can be right or wrong, but whatever the reason may be, that's what he done. Not in like years of abuse. I'm just saying that was the incident. Are you cutting him off for it?
Answer the question, please, Emmanuel.
I'm asking you.
I know he's asking me, but what do you think I'll do?
I don't know.
What would you like me to do?
Whatever
Stay.
God tells you.
No, but do you get what I mean, though?
I think it depends on the severity.
Of course.
Because if you're just saying that he's never done it before, she's never done it before to him, and in a moment of madness, one of them have hit each other. And I'm talking about one of them, right? Either the woman or the man. I guess the context matters. And then what happens after the fact matters. Do you understand? Does he like show remorse? Does he, I don't know, break down and start crying? Like, I don't know what came over me. I don't know. But I think I need all information before I've decided if it is I'm going to remove him from my life.
Yeah, and then I feel like that about everybody. And we're not always privy to all the information. And then you get misinformation out there, muddy, and waters get muddied and all these kind of things. But this is what the problem is. Because, like, again, everybody's morals is different. But I'm going to need context in all situations. If someone done something, I want to know why they done it. And it might not be cool for you, But I might be able to say, all right, cool. I hear them. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's wrong or right, it's each to their own. I'm not here to think for anybody. How anybody feels about me, I don't give a shit. You get what I'm trying to say? That, but that's what just context to it is important every time. You get what I'm trying to say? That. So, and again, with the Chris Brown thing, I don't know his life, and even reading in the chat, people are saying there's multiple stuff, and there's more and more and more. So maybe he is an abuser or whatever. I don't even know. That's something that I'd have to look into. I was just talking of this one incident with the Rhianna thing, and then because it's just one incident, and even though you're going to tell me it's no, I don't know that. So it's just a place where I'm talking from. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because it was just one incident. In my mind, the whole abuser thing is like the language I use. They had an incident. It's something that happened, but to just throw him and just call him an abuser now for his whole life is a bit crazy to me. If he is that, then he is that. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? But I'm saying with the eyes that I was looking at it from the one incident, just stuff like that. Like I said, context is important. So just man to have a one incident in his life with his guy and registered to tear, and then all of a sudden now you just want to call man this stuff. It don't sit right with me. It's how I get in these problems when I defend people and anywhere. Just like why you called me a groomer. How that whole thing started when I was defending my man when he was out for the day, when we were supposed to be championing him that he was out, and then man tried calling him a groomer and tried muddy the water. I said, yo, we're not doing that. That's not even what this was about. We're not doing that. And then I defended him, and then he clipped me up, and then now I'm a groomer. You get me? But context is important all the time.
You put this on me. I'm a clipper. This is my role. This is my
now
job.
you clip me up, now I'm a groomer as well.
I got to do it for the words you said. I've amplified it, yeah, but I thought you stuck to your words, bro.
I stand on business.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I didn't know it was just in here.
Oh, anyway, it's the end of my tangent.
I hear ya.
All right, people, let's wrap it up. Let's go into our next set of headlines. All right, people. So this is a bit of a weird one, but a court has heard that a British soldier accused of passing sensitive information to Iranian agents picked up £1,500 from his handlers in a dog poo bag from a London park. Daniel Khalif, who is 23 years old, who later allegedly escaped from Wandsworth Prison, where he was being held over the charges, then told MI6 that he wanted to be a double agent, right? So he joined the British Army.
And they only pay you 1,500, and you got to pick up in shit. Okay, sorry.
That was just the first one.
First installment. That's wild.
But yeah, he joined the British Army 2 weeks before his 17th birthday in September 2018, but had no real intention to simply get his head down and began to think about espionage. This is what the prosecutor, Mark Hayward, KC, said. Woolwich Crown Court heard that he used fake names and different phones as he contacted someone connected to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in April 2019. This is weeks after he passed his security clearance. In August of that same year, Khalif went to Mill Hill Park in Barnet, North London, where pictures later found on his iPhone showed that he picked up a dog waste bag with images of paws and bones on it. He's pleaded not guilty to a charge under the Terrorism Act of eliciting information after armed forces personnel on the 2nd of August 2021 perpetrating a bomb hoax on or before the 2nd of January and escaping from prison on the 21st of July last year. Next headline, and Florida is bracing for a landfall of Category 5 Hurricane Milton. Of Category 5 Hurricane Milton, as officials have pleaded with residents to follow evacuation orders. I saw this on news yesterday, man. Like, it's kind of crazy over there. Given the potential destruction of the storm, the President Joe Biden postponed the upcoming trip to Germany and Angola in order to oversee preparations for the storm, in addition to the ongoing response to Hurricane Helen. State workers rushed to clear debris from Hurricane Helen as evacuation orders are in place for over 1 million people in Florida's West Coast counties. Such is the power of Hurricane Milton that despite forecasters expecting it to weaken before landfall, it could land a once-in-a-century hit on the cities of Tampa and St. Petersburg, engulfing the regions with possibly deadly storm surges. And the last headline, 13 US states and Washington, D.C. are suing TikTok over claims that it's harming children's mental health and not doing enough to protect them. The lawsuits allege that the video sharing app is designed to be addictive and keep teenagers glued to the screen. TikTok says that the claims were inaccurate and misleading and pointed to features such as a default screen time and privacy settings for the under 16s. The legal action is another blow for the app, which is owned by the Chinese firm ByteDance, which already faces a potential US ban over fears that it could give data to the Beijing government. Something that, again, we've spoken on the show plenty of times about this. They continue to insist that it will not happen. Other claims in the mass legal action include that a virtual strip club with no age restrictions is effectively able to operate via TikTok's live stream and virtual currency functions. TikTok provides safety features, including default screen time limits and privacy defaults for users under the age of 16. This is what TikTok is saying. And TikTok doesn't allow under 13s to use its main service and restricts some contents for the under 18s as well. But that's it for our headlines, and it's time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get into some word on road. All right, what's happening? Oh, Drake is upset with people. I saw that Marlon Wayne's defended him, but Marlon Wayne's been defending the wrong people recently. He was defending Boozy the other day. So I'm going to put Marlon Wayne's on a sticky note and come back to that later. But yeah, so basically Drake had an appearance in a nightclub in Toronto the other day. And he basically just went off just a quick little rant about fake friends and whatnot. He says, my real friends are definitely in the building, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to come to a point in life where people you thought were friends or people you thought were close to you, they might switch up. They might move funny with you. They might stab you in the back. They might do a lot of things to you. Obviously, this is about the whole Kendrick stuff. Apparently, I'm hearing that he unfollowed LeBron. Because LeBron was something to do with LeBron and not like us, something anyway. But apparently he unfollowed him and whatnot. But obviously, people find this a bit ironic because Drake is the person who people see like, not a beg friend, but he uses people, well, allegedly has used people when it's kind of convenient for him. And, you know, he slept with people's girlfriends and whatever. So it's like someone who has never been really the poster boy for loyalty, talking about fake friends is cute, to say the least. But anyway, that's how Drake is feeling. That's how he's coping with things. Also, Kanye West his wife, Bianca Censori, allegedly they are on their way to a divorce. But then also, they got snaky people in their camp. That's fake friends, because people in the camp are basically saying that they feed, or they're the ones who fed the media with that kind of, with those rumors or whatever it is. I don't know why they would need to do that. Like, Kanye is Kanye. I don't know why he would feel like he has to plant stories in the in public. But yeah, but apparently they are dealing with things and they're not really getting on. They've been married for 2 years now, actually. It's gone quite quick. Well, I'm not the one in marriage, to be fair, so it makes sense. But yeah, so apparently they've been drifting apart and whatever else, and they're separated, or they're separating. They're separated, allegedly separated, but looking at getting a divorce. Next, Glorilla has released. That's right. I hope Ramsey puts this on. Well, I'm sure he will actually on what's it called? Rotation. But she's basically put out a list of the features of her artists, on her album. And yeah, people have really, really high hopes for her album, actually. It's called Glorious. Her name is Glorious Hallelujah.
What, real name?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Her first name is Glorious, that glow. And then her middle name is Hallelujah. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But anyways, she's got Kirk Franklin on the album. So that's Hallelujah-like. So she's got Kirk Franklin, she's got Chandler Moore, Kiara Sherd, and Maverick City Music, of course. So that should be great. She's also got Mooney Long on there. She's got Sexy Red. She's got Megan Thee Stallion. She's got T-Pain. Looking forward to that. He's so cute. And she's got Lato as well. So Sexy Red I did. She's got Friday. So it should be interesting. There was a whole thing with her and one of the girlies talking about, you know, her music was dead and blah, 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 whatever. I can't remember who. Was it JT? I can't remember who it was now. So she's been trending a lot in terms of people rooting for her and stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Should be interesting. And then Jenna Fisher, who a lot of people know as Pam from The Office US, shared that she dealt with breast cancer, but like it was an aggressive kind as well, which is quite sad. I was going to get on my phone, wasn't I? So she posted, so back in 2023, actually, she posted a picture and she says, reminder to schedule your mammogram. Got mine done today. Got to take care of those ticking time bags, ladies. That's what Michael Scott would say. And then she posted yesterday saying, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I never thought I'd be making an announcement like this, but here we are. Last December, I was diagnosed with stage 1 triple positive breast cancer. After completing surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, I am now cancer-free. And then she said, I wanted to take a picture of myself in my patchy pixie, looking happy and healthy to go along with this news. And she said a big thank you to people. But in there, so on the post, which is an interesting read actually, she's got like a few slides, which basically just talks about what the process was like and all that kind of stuff. But essentially, the biggest thing to take away from that is, ladies, get your breasts checked. Like, there's images, I just posted on my story actually, but there's so many images around of how to know whether something that shouldn't be happening is happening, and to just get it checked. So her big message is for people to get their mammograms. Go and get it checked. And then lastly, Diddy again has filed, this is his third attempt to get bail. I think his mum's little statement must have helped. But fine is back. But yeah, so he's putting in another appeal. Not appeal, but he's basically filed another
Bail.
Bail, yeah.
Bail request.
Trying to get bail, thank you very much. That's the word, request. Basically trying to get bail for the third time. As he did before, he's put up a $50 million bond. And they're also making a lot of home detention pledges, talking about his no risk to witnesses or anything like that. Ask him, cut his car about that.
But would that change though? Like if he's a risk to witnesses, would it change if he was inside or outside though? Because he ain't doing it himself.
I don't think it necessarily change, because his lawyer seems like he's a bad boy himself, allegedly. But I think that he's got less chance. The percentage is somewhat lower when he's behind. Because I would imagine that they've kind of frozen his assets as well, possibly. Actually, I haven't reported that.
Maybe some, probably,
yeah. But yeah, so that it's basically like in this document, he pleaded a lot of like character stuff, a lot of like, you know, I'm a wholesome man with 7 children that I take care of, and this. Megan the lawyer says that the chances are slim, but you know, I have a sneaky feeling he might actually get bail. I have a sneaky feeling, because I feel like with everything with Diddy is not straightforward, and I just have a feeling. Because I still feel like the powers that be are still at work at play in his situation. I have a sneaky feeling that he actually could possibly get bail, because we're not expecting him to get bail. Because Megan the lawyer was like, after 2 tries with different judges, the third time is a very, very slim chance. But then I'm like, if you're applying a third time, maybe this is where maybe this is where the people are like, okay, whatever. I have a sneaky feeling he's gonna get bail. But they've also said that he would be he'll be detained at home, and also they've said that he could wear a GPS monitor. Stuff like that, can't you just put on someone else's leg and get the person to stay at home?
But there might be something if you take it off.
Yeah, but wouldn't just take off when the battery's low, and then just say you were switching battery, you were just about to plug it in.
Maybe it's a strong lithium battery.
But yeah, so I'll keep an eye on that obviously and let you know what is that happens. But also they're saying that so in the document there's like some, what's that thing? You know when they black out parts of it? Not restricted. Redacted. Thank you. There's some redacted information there. So I'm like, that's the meat of the sentence. But anyways, we don't know what it says. But they also said that the government's arguments about the risk of obstruction were based on speculation, resting mainly on untested allegations about communications with witnesses in civil cases and communications initiated by supposed witnesses and not Mr. Combs. So essentially, they feel like he's being judged by the civil cases that are not to do with this thing here. But Rebranded says you charge them whilst wearing them. Nah, you can't really switch feet, can you?
I saw his just above his Louis Vuitton Timbs.
What? What, you put the tag above the...
He knows.
Oh.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah.
Just fair. I'm not involved. Yeah, so basically talking about that. So the redacted part is to do with the search warrant. And the sentence is, not that it's going to make sense to anybody, but the sentence is, notably, search warrant affidavits disclosed to the defense on October the 7th, 2024, confirm then that's the part that's blurred out. Like, I want to know where it confirms. But then the next sentence after that says, but during its proffer to the court, the government concealed this fact, which completely undermines its claim that the timing of the contacts with with witness in September 2024 suggests obstruction. Maybe this is to do with, no, I don't think it's to do with Kalina. Or what's her name? I don't know what her name is. Anyways, we'll find out what happens with all of that stuff if he does get bail. I don't know why I just have this sneaky feeling that this is how they're going to try and get him out of there. But I feel like if he gets bail, I don't know what people are going to get justice, to be honest with you. But anyway, we'll find out. Well, I guess we'll find out possibly tomorrow. But yeah.
Can I ask a quick question before we go? Yeah. If he wins this case, because
Yeah.
nobody I've spoken to believes he's gonna like beat this case, right? If he wins this case, are we?
We
not
is
we.
French.
Yeah.
Because that man, in my eye, will forever did that shit. We're going to tell you.
I was gonna say, should it be? Forget it. Should it be? Will society look at him as just somebody who abused Cassie, and everything else is?
No, you know. Do you know why they can't? Because this is not the first time we've heard of these things.
But you just heard. You ain't seen, and he beat the case.
Yeah, man. I think it would just mean that he's more powerful than people thought he was. Because I think people don't expect him to come out because they were like, it's damning stuff. But I think people are speaking on there's no possible way you could get away with this. But I think that it is possible, depending on who he knows and whatever the situation, blah, 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 blah. Like, we live in an evil world. So it's possible for him to get away. Ideally, he shouldn't. But should he? I wouldn't really be shocked because people don't really care about victims anyway. However, I don't think that it would change things for him. I think that everyone would distance themselves because even like the other lawyer that's representing, I forgot that article actually, the other lawyer that's representing the 120 people, first of all, they talk about they made a Diddy hotline and it got like thousands of people calling in, like 12,000, something like that.
I think I heard about that guy.
Yeah, and I said,
crazy.
It's crazy. But then I keep having to remind me because in my mind sometimes I think it's like that annual party he throws. But I keep forgetting that he parties all the time. So I'm like, okay, there could be 12,000 people then. But
Sorry, I was just going to say, he's saying it's not 12,000 people, it's just 12,000 different calls
3,000.
and inquiries. And
Oh,
3,000
okay.
people.
or 3,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
No, but there was 12,000.
There was
something.
12,000 then in one of the numbers. Yeah, I think it said something like, break a record. Yeah, there was a 12,000 number. But, what was I saying before that? Yeah, I feel like in an ideal situation, in an ideal world, he shouldn't get away with it. But if he does, it would just prove that. But also as well, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. The guy, that lawyer, he was basically saying that there's people that were cleaning up their mess, basically, behind the scenes. It's kind of like not talking to witnesses in that way, but they're trying to pay people to be quiet, basically behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I think that even if he wasn't found not guilty in court, I don't think people want to be around him anymore because you've been an FBI, you've been on their list. Anybody want to try to come to your party, that person's going to be dead. The subject is kids to attend them. Like, it's going to have to be brunches or something. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I will let you know if he's in jail or not. But there isn't even a trial day. I actually want the trial to be televised. Like, I need to see on my timeline the way I saw Young Thug. I don't care about Young Thug. Great music, but, well, some. But I don't, yeah. It'd be interesting, but I don't know if they're going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because user couldn't handle the information about baby oil. So thank you for that. But anyways, that's it from me. Let's get into people's journal. Have we got Ask a Friend?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Got two.
You're all right. You got time. You're all right.
All right, people. So, welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. There isn't too much to talk about. Remember we were talking about, well, I mentioned before about how the US government's kind of seeing Google as kind of monopolizing the market, right? Well, what they're saying is that they're considering whether to ask a judge to break up Google, right? So that they can reshape the way technology giants do business. Because they're basically saying, obviously, like I said, the whole monopoly thing, that like the DOJ, the Department of Justice, they're basically saying by doing this will basically include some structural requirements that will prevent Google from maintaining its search engine monopoly. Because obviously, I can't remember the numbers now, but I think at the time, I mentioned how they pretty much have like something like 80%, something crazy anyway, where they pretty much have a monopoly over the search engine network, whatever it is, yeah. And so all the other companies can't compete, no matter what they do. So in response to that, Google's basically said that if you do this, right, it could have obviously some unintended consequences for US businesses and as well as the consumers, which is always the case, right, when it comes to capitalism and stuff like that. Like, you feel like you're trying to do something that will help the situation, help people, or make things more fair, but it's always some unintended stuff that can make the entire thing counterproductive. So anyway, long story short, they've made this announcement after a landmark court ruling in August that basically said that Google had maintained its dominance of online searches through some illegal practices. And so obviously they need to find some ways to kind of remedy that situation and prevent Google from using certain products like Chrome, Play, Android, all that sort of stuff to continue this advantage that Google has over every other company. So that's what the situation is. The DOJ is expected to submit a more detailed set of proposals by the 20th of November. And obviously, I guess I'll let you guys know what they're saying. Google, after that, will be allowed to submit their own proposed remedies as well by the 20th of December. And so, yeah, it's going to go to the court and then we'll see what happens. Next thing I wanted to mention is I also mentioned before how Boeing had put forward an offer for its workers who were striking. Long story short, they've withdrawn that offer now. And they basically said that the negotiations with the people that represent the union has reached a stalemate. They ain't going no further. And so, yeah, it's just going to be a continued strikes, man. They basically accused the union of not giving its proposals any serious considerations. And so that's basically what they're saying. Long story short, what they said was the union said that Boeing was hell-bent on standing on the non-negotiated offer, which it says was obviously rejected by its members in a poll. Boeing last month, I think this is when we spoke about it at first, said that their best and final offer was basically the proposed 30% rise over 40 years, which is lower than 40% that the union was demanding. But they were basically saying over 4 years, a 30% increase is more than enough, you know what I'm saying? 10% short of what the union was asking for, but it's still something that they thought was okay. The president of Boeing basically said that the union made non-negotiable demands far in excess of what we are able to accept. And obviously, if we were to accept it, we wouldn't be able to remain in business and remain competitive. You know what I'm saying? All of these things will be passed on to the consumers, and this is just not how you do business. And they basically went on to say, given that position, further negotiations do not make sense at this point, and our offer has now been withdrawn. So yeah, that's basically the situation there. There's an article that came out. I just kind of want to mention it to you people if you are interested. And this is basically about the amount that the UK's richest people pay in tax. And long story short, what they're saying is that the 60 wealthiest people in the UK collectively paid more than £3 billion in income tax in 2021, 2022, which is equivalent to 2/3 of Labour's additional spending commitments. So obviously there's concerns right now, especially with all the stuff that we've kind of been speaking about with regards to the economy, the black hole, and all the things that Starmer and Rachel Reeves have to put in place. And there's concerns have been raised that the tax increases in this upcoming budget, which obviously when it comes out we will talk about, could potentially prompt a lot of these high net worth individuals to leave the country, which will obviously impact the UK's finances. How can the 60 wealthiest individuals contribute over £3 billion in tax alone? Just 60 people. You know what I'm saying? The Green Party is arguing that wealthy individuals leaving the UK due to higher tax is it's fake news. Basically, they won't do that. They're invested in the UK and they will remain. So just increase the tax. But obviously, I don't think the Green Party knows anything about economics, to be fair. And Treasury is considering various tax hikes as well to raise £20 billion, which could include potentially increasing capital gains tax. And again, we spoke about that at the time, I think maybe a month ago, as a potential thing that Rachel Reeves could implement going forward. But some people are saying, even with the increase in capital gains tax, they may not get the money that they actually need to fill that black hole. But we'll see what happens. The last thing I wanted to mention isn't much, to be fair, and this is just about HS2. I remember during obviously the tenure of Rishi Sunak, the Tories basically said that they're not going to increase, continue the original plans of HS2. However, to be fair, nothing's changed in that regard. But the Transport Secretary right now, Louise Hay, she basically said that it would make no sense in them having the whole HS2 thing coming from Birmingham and stopping at bloody Old Oak Common in West London. They need to continue that all the way to Euston. That would make sense for that sort of train. So yeah, long story short, that's that situation. So there's still stuff going back and forth about HS2 and how that's going to look for the country going forward. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the People's Journal.
Let's get into asking for a friend. All right, so people are going through today. All right, so person 1, who's age 26, says my girlfriend told me that I'm the type of guy you get with and settle with, but she keeps mentioning other guys. I don't think I'm initially her type. I'm the opposite of her usual type, it seems. She keeps mentioning and reposting a certain type of men on her Instagram. I'm light-skinned and I've noticed she keeps bigging up guys that look like Taye Diggs, Daniel Kaluuya, Maurice Chestnut and Jonathan Majors. She doesn't use casual terms to describe them like good-looking or peng or handsome. She calls them beautiful and gorgeous, and I think she's doing that so it's less humane and personal. It sounds like those guys are handcrafted artwork. She's never called me that ever and given me those compliments. And even though she's with me, I'm not going to lie, I feel a bit insecure that she has no problem doing this. I hate that she thinks this about other men and she can even voice this out. I love her and I don't want to leave, but I'm scared that I'll hear she just goes to a guy like those guys she keeps mentioning. Okay. She's my first girlfriend. Do I just have to accept that this is how women think about certain type of men, regardless of them being in a relationship or not? I'd like a male and female perspective on this dilemma, please. But you guys are so pro supporting men, so support a man.
I was going to say, you've been on the road today. You might as well go off.
I'm good. I got this. Come on. There's more men in the room than a woman.
You learn on the fly. So what's his question? That's the last question. What should he do? What does he want to know? How he should handle this?
Mm-hmm.
But she's your girlfriend, though. How long have they been together? Does he say?
No.
She wants to be with him. She just likes dark-skinned man. Is that a problem if your partner is attracted to something else that you're not?
I don't think so. People have preferences, and you can like more than one thing.
What if you're not your partner's preference? Is that a problem?
At all. Damn.
Because people can hook up, people can like each other and get to know each other and grow to love and grow and find an attraction and stuff like that, which is cool, which is normal.
Yeah.
Doesn't diminish anything that you don't feel for each other. But you're not my typical type. You're not my usual type that I go for. This is a universe thing.
I don't think that's a bad thing. If it results in the thing that you want, then why is that a bad thing?
I don't think it's bad. Maybe he's just a bit insecurity, isn't it? Because he's thinking, I'm not a dark-skinned man, so the second she finds that beautiful sculpted dark-skinned man that she's looking for, she's gone, kind of thing. Maybe that's what the issue is.
I think it's slightly inappropriate to be to be talking about other people constantly that don't look anything like your partner. I just like that's I feel like even if you're not an insecure person, that's going to breed insecurities. Because I'm the opposite. I'm literally shades different.
Yeah, but everybody's different. Like, so what though? But he still likes you.
Yeah, but when has that ever held weight? Ciao. Man will love you and do things. I feel like, because what's the point then? So if you're with me, because I hear what you're saying, yeah, okay, that's he's still her boyfriend. So for that reason then, why do you feel the need to keep admiring other men but telling me about it? Because I feel like people would like you. She's not blind just because she's in a relationship. She's gonna be able to see other men are attractive or whatever. But what is it about you keep telling me? I'm not into stuff like that.
I see what you're saying, because what's the purpose of her keep voicing this? Why you keep telling me? It's like, all right, cool. I know you like dark skin man.
Well done.
We've accepted
Okay.
that. That's great.
I'm light.
Sorry.
Like, what do you get from here? Why do you
Why
keep
do you
telling me
keep
this?
telling me this?
Facts.
Because I would personally, I would talk to her about it. I don't think she like unless she's got a motive or there's something else she's trying to do. I don't know why you're telling me this very irrelevant information. Like, what am I gonna do then? Paint myself black? I can't do that. So yeah, and if you feel like that's really your type, you're not that attracted to me, then please move along. I think I would say he needs to have a conversation with her and ask her why, and also as well, and stop doing it. Stop. Sorry, I'm not gonna be the man who's constantly telling me that Gabrielle Union and this person and okay. Like, what am I doing with this information? What now?
But maybe it's just every time I see them, but they're allowed to be leng. I don't know, man.
No, of course they're allowed to be lengthy. They are, and I think that there's nothing wrong with admiring somebody, even out loud. But this seems like she stays doing this and she keeps posting. Also, why are you posting other men on your stories all the time?
Yeah, when he said post on the stories, I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Celebrity or not?
Appreciation post.
I mean, Maurice Chestnut's a married man. Someone like Tay Diggs. Tay Diggs is the one from Do You Need Some Money?
I'm best man.
That Tay Diggs? Yeah. See?
Tay Diggs don't like it. That's white girls, don't it?
No, what?
Yeah.
Tay Diggs is a joker. That man is a clown, right? So she could post him. Next thing he's in the comments with my thank you. Thanks for posting me, darling. And you know Tay Diggs would do such. He's the kind of guy to do that.
Do you
Now
think
you
you
know she's
should
Tay
always date your type?
Not necessarily.
Like your preference?
No, I think people always... I find it funny because human beings always feel like they deserve the best. Even when they're not the best. It's like, I don't think people always date what they...
It's not possible. There's not enough black dark-skinned people in the world. Come on.
People feel like they deserve the best though. Is that what you're squinting at? What are you squinting at?
The bar that you just used.
What was the bar? I said a lot of things.
People believe that they should like date the best even though they're not the best.
Yeah.
I would have never expected that.
But that's just not in looks though. In everything. Like in general, people
standards and whatnot.
Yeah, like
characteristics and whatnot.
In life, people be like people always feel like they deserve the best. Even though when you're coming to the table, you're not the best. Do you know what I mean? A bum wants a hardworking person. But why do you think a bum wants a hardworking person? They can continue being bums. They will tell you they deserve to be with her. Deserve word is very...
Do y'all believe that y'all deserve whatever it is you can get?
Yeah, if I can get it. That's different though.
Right?
If I can get it, absolutely.
If you can swing it, then that's what you deserve, right?
Like, why
you
would
work
I
hard for that, right?
Why would I swing it, get it, and then be like, no, I'm going to be humble?
Oh, it's just testing.
Heck no. If I can get Maurice Chestnut, y'all better call me Esther Chestnut. That's just life. So
Yeah, chat to her, man. Chat to her, man.
I think talk to her. I think personally I feel like that's a bit out of order.
Especially seeing as one of his love languages from her is words of affirmation.
Yes, and tell her that as well, actually. Yeah, tell her that, tell her that. But also, don't let her gaslight you to say it's not that deep. Things are deep, man. Things are as deep as I want it to be. Next one. I was going through it with my boyfriend and thought we wanted to break up. In the midst... Oh, girl. Sorry. From the first sentence, I knew where this was going. I hadn't even seen the second sentence. All right. I was going through it with my boyfriend and thought we wanted to break up. In the midst of this, I ended up going out with my girls one night and linked another man I had a previous fling with, but never amounted to anything since I ended up getting with my boyfriend. I always wondered what if. So when I linked him at the end of the night, we did share a little kiss, but nothing major and nothing more. The joke of it is my boyfriend ended up finding out a few days later, as he has mutual friends with the guy, and now I feel I've made a grave mistake. How can I make things right with my boyfriend? Well, if your boyfriend is still with you, then he's willing to hear you out. Personally, I like a man with boundaries. Let me know. Let me know this can't run. I think if your man is still with you, I don't find that you are lipsing somebody up on the high street. I think you're already like you're making amends.
You're safe, innit?
Especially when you thought you guys were about to break up, which is why you allegedly went to kiss. First of all, she's very cheeky for adding that part because it had nothing to do with you thinking you're gonna break up. That's what you were thinking. What if about? You were always gonna lip him. I think I don't know if you've had a conversation with him. You haven't said that. I would say have a conversation with him about it, and just say, "What can I do to trust you? What can I do?" It's such a funny sentence. What can I do to make you trust me?
Nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, what can I do to make you trust me? But honestly, if you guys are still in a relationship, you're definitely halfway there. Because my first step is to break up with the person. So, and that way you may or may not be able to contact me after that. So I feel like, yeah. So just have a conversation with him and just say that you're sorry. Don't say that that guy's a what if. I just don't think like don't tell him that you always wondered what if with your ex. That's wild to say. I don't think you need to tell him all of that, but yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, you're cool. You still got a boyfriend.
That's the first step, right? That's the first step.
But then again, she's saying, "How can I make things right?" So she knows she got him. She just wants
She can't
the air
make,
to
she
be.
can't make things
Yeah, but
right.
that's well, we don't know him. We don't know him. We don't know what his likes, his dislikes, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like she needs to have a conversation with him and be like, "What can I do to make you trust me?" Like, because is he fearful as well? There's two things. Is he fearful that you're gonna do this again, and now it's created trust issues? But if he hasn't affected the trust or whatever it is, that man's cheating on you too.
Oh, give him a threesome. That'll help.
Question. So you and your boyfriend Esther
Yeah.
get in a fight and nothing's decided. Y'all just get in a fight. And then you go out with your girls that same night or the next night and you go and lips another man. Should your boyfriend look to break up with you? Because you've cheated.
I cheated, yeah. Like I will accept the way I live, I'm accepting whatever consequences comes from this. If he doesn't, okay, that's nice. But I would have to, why didn't you though? Like, do you know what I mean? I just think there's conversations to be had.
Do these things happen, boys? Girls?
What things
But people go out and kiss people because they had an argument.
you're
Apparently so,
still-
you know.
You're still like together. You haven't decided that
Yeah.
you're breaking up. And then on the same night, you
It's
go and lips another
the
man.
it's the Rachel and Ross thing.
No, but do you know why it's a bit different
Right.
though?
Were they? Were they not?
But at least someone mentioned the word break. This one didn't.
This
even
one,
have
yeah,
that.
she
This one
assumed.
said, "You know what? It's gonna happen 24 hours." And you know what I mean?
She said,
24
give me 24
is-
hours, give me
you know
next
what I mean?
week, a month.
But that,
Joke.
obviously she was wrong. But if that was her mindset, what's the matter?
She just wanted to kiss the guy.
She thought she was gonna break up with him. So we went out on that night. On that night, she was done. The actions didn't matter.
No, but you know what I think is cheeky though? She didn't kiss that man because she thought they were going to break up. She always wanted to. How are you going to tell me you kiss somebody and then go on and dedicate a whole paragraph to that individual? So it wasn't a stranger then.
And you remember, she didn't just go out and happen to see him, you know.
She knew where he was going to be.
Yeah, 100%. She went there to find him. Yeah, and then she found him.
She knew it was
and
going to
then-
be. Now you're reminiscing talking about, I always thought, what if?
Joke.
What if what? Anyway,
She just bitched because she never got caught. She wouldn't be writing the dilemma. So nothing.
there's also that as well because he only found out because his friends.
Yeah, it's just because she got caught. Should have been cool if it weren't for them damn kids.
Meddling kid. Actually, meddling boys, to be fair.
Crap, I need to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think, girl. I think that just have a conversation with him, but also, I can't really say like even his favorite things do that because it's just a bit beggy.
What, as in do?
Like
If you
say like
value him though, and you messed up bad.
yeah, but you know it's
beg
so
him.
obvious. So it's like, what's the intention behind that though? Like you know I like flowers, okay. You know I like this kind of food, okay. But like, is it genuine or is it just because you're trying to sweet me so that you block my brain cells from connecting that I probably might leave you?
I mean, both of them happen simultaneously.
Yeah.
So you're saying sorry, but you're also saying let's
Listen,
give this a
don't-
chance. You know what I mean?
Don't
go
leave.
nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I think have a conversation with him first though. See what his worries and his thoughts are about all of this. Good luck, girl.
All right. Ya.
Yes.
Y-A-W. Is that how you pronounce ya?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dilemma that you sent when Esther wasn't in, you would like me to repeat it? No, I'm not going to do that now because we got to go. But I will do it tomorrow when everybody's.
Was Gina in?
I don't think so.
Okay, we could do it on Friday then
Gina
when
in?
Gina's in.
Anyone know?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So it was Monday? Oh yeah, it was Monday.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Also, what, she don't mind that, you know, let me not say nothing.
It's okay. we don't have enough time for
Yeah,
secret
for real.
messages.
Yeah,
So
I'm not deciphering that.
Okay, cool.
we're here now.
That's why I
Look,
didn't want to
look.
highlight again.
Very jobless.
All right,
Accidentally
people.
pressed the mute button. Sorry.
All right, people. Last set of headlines. It's going to be fast. The Metropolitan Police said that they are growing concern for the welfare of a boy who's been missing for almost a month.
Wow.
Zante, who's 15 years, has been missing from his address in Lewisham since the 9th of September. Social media posts about his disappearance have been widely shared on social media, but the police say that they have not found him. A Met Police spokesperson told The Voice various inquiries have been carried out to locate him. However, as time passes, his family and police are growing concerned for Zante's welfare. Zante is initially believed to have been in the company of another teenager who has since been found safe and well. Anyone who sees him or has info as to his whereabouts should call 101. Reference number is 01-821-269-24. Let's help find this brother, man.
Sad.
Trigger warning on this one. The main suspect in the disappearance of a 3-year-old British girl. Guess what her name is?
Let's start it. Why would you ask me to guess then?
Because Madeleine McCann.
What?
Because Madeleine McCann.
What was the headline?
All right. So the main suspect in the disappearance of her.
Oh, of course, it's Maddie.
Yeah. He's been cleared. He's been cleared by a German court of, trigger warning, guys, I think I said that already, of rape and sexual abuse in an unrelated trial. So Christian Bruckner, who's 47, was acquitted of carrying out 5 offences in Portugal between 2000 and 2017. He's already serving a 7-year jail term in Germany for rape. Bruckner has not been charged in the case of Madeleine McCann, who disappeared in Portugal in 2007 and has never been found. Bruckner's defence team had argued that he should be cleared because of a lack of evidence. Although prosecutors had called for the court in northern Germany to impose an additional 15-year jail term. His existing 7-year jail term imposed by the court in 2019 for raping an American pensioner ends next September, according to prosecutors. The presiding judge, Uta Engelmann, said that there was insufficient evidence for conviction and some of the witnesses were unreliable. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one, and a spate of... This guy's a terrorist.
I need to start putting some respect on Marcus's name in there. Consistent, bro.
Oh, man.
You're such a character.
Locking off his mic.
Don't you dare ask me what.
Headlines
Don't you
are going.
dare ask me what. No. You're such...
He would never do that on full thing.
You're such a character.
Standout TV.
What
or
do
any
we
of those
think
other
so?
platforms
Do we
that
think
those
so?
White people run.
I don't think so. I think they just cut it out.
No,
Ours is live, so
I don't think so.
I think no.
Oh, they edit
behaves
they
himself.
edit the head out.
Yeah,
of
of
me
course
on
they
Filthy,
do.
bro.
Because ours is live, so we catch every single aspect of everything he does.
He ain't answering the phone in front of the mic.
Listen,
It was
Hello?
important. He wouldn't walk out, though. He would just be like, yeah.
I think he looked at distance to the door and said, Dave, I'll move the mic.
Exactly.
As if the rest of us in the room can't hear it. That's so funny, man.
All right, guys. So, trigger warning on this one. And a spate of murders, one involving a 15-year-old burned alive and another committed by a 14-year-old hitman for hire. 14-year-old, you know, has caused an uproar over the drug war plaguing France's second biggest city. Outrage has swept France as it became apparent that the 2 teenagers were recruited as hitmen over social media by a 23-year-old member of the New Blacks gang. But that's
Why would you do a horn for that?
you know what I mean?
You gotta apologize to our sponsors tomorrow. The instinct.
Yeah, this is a different gang, guys. Sorry, we're not a gang. Yeah. Anyway.
Coming here all black all the time.
So the 2 murders committed only 2 days apart are part of an ongoing war between 2 rival gangs known as DZ Mafia and the New Blacks. Once recruited by the recruited by an inmate, the 15-year-old was tasked with setting alight a rival dealer's front door for €2,000. Yeah. Whilst on his way to the murder, the 15-year-old was approached by a rival gang member who searched him and found a gun. In response, the teenager was stabbed 50 times and taken to the Fons Columns housing estate, where he was then burned alive.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
for €2,000.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was on his way to do that. And then, yeah. The inmate who had recruited the boy did not end things there. He moved to recruit another teenager, again over social media. This time, a 14-year-old boy to whom he offered a fee of €50,000. This is to murder a rival gang member. He accepted the job and he was accompanied by a friend. And he ordered a boat ride to where his target would be. Upon arrival at the destination, the teenager asked the taxi driver, who's been identified as Nassim Ramdane, to wait in the car for the pair. When Ramdane refused, the 14-year-old shot him in the back of the head, killing him on the spot. This is insane. It was the inmate who called the police to report the boy's location, you know.
The person that hired him?
It's a joke thing. The boy had fled to hide and admitted to the killing after he was apprehended, but claimed it was an accident.
Oh, you accidentally shoot someone in the back of the head.
This is crazy.
This sounds so crazy. How old is the inmate?
I don't know.
It's like a grown person.
23,
Oh,
I
23.
believe. I think, 23.
And he was calling all these shots in from the jail.
They're just setting people up. Sound like Vlad TV. Crazy. Just
Sorry, speaking of Vlad, I heard Piers Morgan's out here apologizing to Beyonce and Jay-Z.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, crap, I missed it.
Because of Jaguar, right?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Talk about it.
But yeah, anyway, that's it for the headlines.
Okay, is there done out here?
Yeah, there's a quick done out, yeah, innit?
All right, let's get into it then.
Damn it, because of the time.
Did you leave?
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah, that's true. Wrap up.
Just say you should have. Wrap up. Don't work like that.
You pressing it?
I've pressed the reaction.
Yeah.
There's no reaction.
Oh no, there's no reaction.
So Man City are just gonna get a blight.
We spoke about that yesterday.
Is it how they've sent a message to all of the Premier League clubs saying that the Premier League was chatting rubbish and they should contact Man City for the real information? And now the Premier League clubs have now contacted the Premier League saying, "Hey, why are you letting Man City run things?" Dark arts, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's
I
not in
know.
the, it's not in the doc.
He said, I know.
Never mind, still not here.
You know how to react to, man. Fuck Man City. Press the link, right? Let's see what the bit ex-wife
You're not
is doing.
serious.
He wants to see this.
Of course he does.
No,
Not that one.
No.
Oh,
number two.
I couldn't listen to that one.
So you couldn't.
Yeah, I like Jaguar, man. But I heard she's seen that with Orlando Brown. I'm like, I'm not going to like it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, just...
That's gonna be
Didn't he
crazy,
say
man.
that she wrote the Matrix?
What? Oh, there's an interview out now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave some brain cells this afternoon. I'm going to watch it. Because I've been standing with Jaguar. But now,
What's this?
someone's about to get knocked out.
Sensitive, confidential, and this is bad news for Dmitry Bivol. The Russian boxer's now ex-wife has leaked sensitive, confidential, and private medical records to his opponent Arthur Beterbiev. The information that has been revealed include all the weak points of Dmitry Bivol, including, but not limited to, all the target areas Beterbiev must take into consideration and focus on in order for him to inflict maximum damage to his opponent. This is the original Russian version, and this is the English translated version. It says, and I quote, "After all the attacks on me by Bivol, non-payment for alimony for sons, and complete refusal to communicate with them, I want to tell you everything I know. He has a fatigue fracture of the vertebra in his back. All hands have been operated on and more than once. One elbow for sure, very sore knees. The left ear constantly swells. It has been broken many times. And fluid has accumulated many times in his eye. He sometimes sees badly. We need your victory, Arthur." This
No
is bad
way.
news. for
We is wild.
Is that what she
We is
done?
wild.
Boys, react.
She gave the whole spec.
Can you imagine?
But I tell you this all the time. Gal is wicked.
Is this what usually happens in boxing though?
No.
No, forget the wife part.
Okay.
Forget. Is that his wife or his ex? It's got to be ex.
Ex-wife now, yeah.
That's different ex situation. But usually in boxing, they sell like secrets like that if you can.
I mean, I'm guessing all information will come in handy.
Okay, so is this bad because she's his ex-wife?
I mean, this is bad on all levels. She just
No, but
gave
if
him
you're
the
saying
tits.
it's done in boxing, possibly.
I've never heard anybody do that
Yeah,
before.
it's not done. It's not done like that. It's only like, say somebody's sparring, you might have somebody who's like, oh, I saw them working on this. Make sure,
Oh, okay.
that sort of thing. But this is just,
You should have paid child support, man.
And if trainers and stuff have come into that kind of information in the past, obviously they've just used it and we've been none the wiser, so we ain't really seen it,
yeah.
see it play out like this before. Like,
Are you allowed artificial arms in boxing?
I doubt it.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, Jackson, them
You
man,
think-
innit? That is hilarious. No, that is crazy though.
Yeah, that's
she
she's
said,
so
she
snaky
said
for
like
that.
she's telling him that his air, what do you say, the left
The
air
air
swells
swells
up all the time.
Do you know what got me? It's his sore knees.
He's so weak
He got sore
knees.
knees. The weak in the
He
knees.
said at least one of them elbows.
We'll
She
take
told him,
him
I
out.
don't know which one, just punch both of them.
Can you imagine?
No, she's wicked. That's a wicked thing she said. She said, we're rooting for you. We're
Can you
rooting for
imagine?
you. Because then that makes no sense because now you're definitely not going to get any money. Now you're definitely going to get any money because he's going to be broke. He's not going to win the fight, not going to win the money.
How did it come out that she done this?
She did on Instagram.
She did publicly.
Yeah, it was Instagram.
That's ballsy though. I like that.
Oh, when they said the translation. Oh, that was her caption.
I can't lie at it. Maybe though, she's working with her ex-husband to make that guy think that.
I mean,
Because that's ballsy.
yeah, no, she's just wicked. That's just
That's something Tia would do to Rick Ross or something. She hates that man's guts.
so sad, man.
That's how
And
I
they got kids, you know. So you
Oh,
want
that's how I
your
would that.
children's dad
I
to be
thought-
beat up like this?
Yeah,
Now keep on theme.
that's crazy.
No male abuse. Keep on theme.
I'm gonna talk about male abuse first of all.
No.
Don't embody the spirits, the
I'm
evil spirit of
saying,
Black Rob.
I'm
Don't
saying, let's keep on theme.
do that. Don't do that.
This is going to put him in danger.
Don't make me start calling you Black Rob.
Too late.
Black Brent. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That's sad. She's really snaked him.
She's definitely done it, man. That's horrible.
That's horrible.
work.
That's so mean.
I think she's up there with like what's the other lady? Amber Heard and them. That's her circle of friends.
No, that's different. Because Amber Heard, that one's up. You know, we didn't get to a conclusion with that case. This one, she publicly went on Instagram and said, "This is how you get him."
Yeah.
And they said, "We are rooting for you." Well, her and the kids.
They go to the same brunch.
It's insane.
Is Orlando?
She's basically saying
So they go
because-
same branch. You're annoying. Oh,
I say this to mean that is there something called programming that we are programmed to?
You know
That's all.
she wrote the
Give it.
Matrix?
She spoke to me like that,
£2.
didn't
No, do you? I'm saying, do you?
I definitely did that.
Brother,
God bless you.
brother,
Please
do you
it.
know that she wrote the Matrix? That she wrote the movie.
Come on, man. Come on.
why is she quiet?
Because she said she definitely
I'm
did it.
on you. I'm on you.
But she knows she did it.
He honors me
My
in
God.
such a way.
Bro, am I lying?
No,
No,
I'm
you
on
honor
you. I'm
me.
on you. I'm on you.
Bro,
No,
hey,
you honor me. Listen to me.
Haru, am I lying?
I think Orlando Brown is an industry
I
plant.
know, I'm just like, yo, bro, like that's
You
all your
honor
bread,
me.
that's all your money.
You honor me. And I'm going to tell you why.
They try to take your movie? That's cute, you doing music and you wrote the fucking Matrix.
What's going on
It's
though?
it's adorable that you're doing music with people, but you wrote the
See,
fucking movie.
I understand.
She write the Matrix.
So much better
What?
when you could
But how do you guys ever check?
It's fucking crazy.
I don't know this woman. I don't know she is. I didn't know
Have
she
you guys ever
existed.
checked? Maybe it was stolen from her. Maybe that's what they mean.
There
Is
would
this the
be
same person that was on
something.
You wrote
Yeah,
Piers
man.
Morgan?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know if they existed until I saw that clip.
I've
So
been there back
that
then.
person could have wrote the Matrix.
Shout out to Sophia.
Jag with him.
Oh, she didn't.
I'm pro Jaguar
the Terminator.
up until this point.
Checking if she wrote the Matrix is probably single-handedly
And you guys want to know
the
why
worst
you
thing you can
keep
waste your
seeing
time.
her?
And Terminator.
Jesus Christ. Let me get out of it.
Sure, Terminator.
You people are insane. What? Wait.
That's what he said.
Maybe it's
She
coach or
fucking wrote
something.
The Terminator in the Matrix. And you guys want to know why you keep seeing her on
You
it?
want to know what's funny? The sisters that said that they owned it showed up to court as brothers.
Oh, you mean
What?
Ashley
No,
Mary
no. Basically,
Transformers.
yeah. What?
I mean, what?
Terminator.
Sorry, Terminator.
You've had a morning. It's 8 o'clock into you.
You're dumb. Go.
It's a go. Have you watched the interview, Brent?
No. No. But is this what y'all are saying? Like when it is Terrence Howard says 1 + 1, then you got to discuss everything else because this.
Yes.
But he's an actor. He gets jobs, and you know she has a husband.
Why'd you say it like that?
Big. I'm in my head. I'm thinking.
Because it shouldn't be. That's why.
Because you shouldn't have a husband.
Question.
He's like her.
No, it's two clowns. Clowns be linking up.
No,
That's
but-
my favorite genre.
Should people be allowed to marry them?
What? What?
Let's just say.
I'm not talking about Dane.
No,
and
let's just
Jaguar
say
and clowns.
this husband is like her.
Okay, yeah.
Are you saying that everybody deserves love?
See ya.
A
Everyone,
chance to get married?
No,
and
but everyone
whatnot?
deserves love. But I like when people link up that are equally yoked because
Yeah.
it spares the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because respectfully, see how Risa Tisa linked up with Legion.
Yes.
Imagine if Legion was with a female Legion.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
perfect would that be? Save the rest of us all the hassle. I can't believe she started with Orlando Brown. And I don't know, I have to wonder whether he's an industry plant and they've just done it to make her look crazy. Because she's been talking for years and it's made sense. But now that she's obviously been on Piers Morgan, like her platform is basically blowing up. But then now it feels as though there's so much happening to discredit her. And that's done it. That's the highest discredit she could ever have gotten.
Do you think watching it, you will get more context from this clip?
I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it. I like Jaguar. But then also, Orlando Brown has said some interesting things in his time, though. Like some true things in his time.
Yeah?
Like he talks about all the kids and stuff being, like, the Disney child stars being abused and stuff like that from before when all the whistles was being blown.
Didn't we play a clip of Orlando Brown the other day doing some madness?
It does always.
In the doc.
He always does madness.
I don't know. Like, how long is this interview?
Should I check quickly?
Yeah.
Because I don't know why she sat down with Orlando Brown. I'll be honest with you.
But they were put together, innit?
Yeah, but that's not... whose page is that? Is that thingy? It's an hour and 48... No, that's not... Oh, no, that's not it. She's spoken now since the Piers Morgan thing. It's an hour and 38 minutes. 2 jokers. It's got 1.4 million views. Is that Vlad behind the camera? No, it wouldn't be Vlad. Vlad hates her. Because you know these channels where the person's behind and I feel like they've got an agenda, those people. I don't really trust them wholeheartedly. Because why would you put Jaguar Wright and Orlando Brown together? Maybe he was paid to try and discredit her and put Orlando Brown. Because why the hell would you put Orlando Brown with Jaguar Wright?
Apparently, in the same episode,
Yeah.
they start beefing each other.
Oh, of course they do. Of course they do.
Why are black people like this?
Oh, it's not even out yet. Because it says premieres today. No, on the 11th. Or the 10th. I don't know. I can't find the actual interview.
There's another clip that has them beefing. So where did they get the clip from then?
Because there's one that looks like they were on Zoom together. That's when I thought was out.
Mental.
Yeah, it's not out yet. That one we've just seen now, it's been pushed to Friday. Because basically they pushed it back to Friday because they've got an interview with Jaguar responding to the whole Piers Morgan thing and Vlad TV and blah, blah, blah. That one meant to go and talk, boy. That's an hour and 48 minutes.
But Piers Morgan's going to be in trouble doing it.
Yeah, he apologized. I don't think he will be anymore, but I think he apologized. Because now he's apologized. I don't think he will be in trouble anymore.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think so. But apparently, someone in the comments said, because someone sent it to me actually. I don't know, actually, let me not say her name, but someone always DMs me on Instagram. Big up you, babes. But in the comments, someone said about they've been, because someone said, why are they hitting Piers Morgan up and why haven't they sent some kind of legal thing to Jaguar? And the person said apparently they have. But I don't know where that news is.
Why is this whole... I don't understand. This is a whole 12 minutes long clip and this guy's watching and reacting to it.
Yeah,
because
because...
it's not out.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but I think they must have put the trailer out.
A trailer that's 12 minutes long?
It's an hour and 48 minutes, the thing. 12 minutes ain't nothing.
Maybe. Anyway.
Also, why did you spell Rihanna's name like that in the title?
Who?
You. It's R-I-H.
Oh, I've just copied and pasted what your man put in the doc.
Oh, gosh, can't get the stuff, mate.
Can't get the stuff.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Rap.
The rappers left. Pump it up. Is that what you're singing from?
Do.
I don't think this is the right wrap up, so it's not.
Do.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, well, today, what did we talk about today? Today, we talked about... So my doc is taking a minute to load. So we talked about Russia on mission, and they're trying to cause situations on... trying to cause mayhem on the UK streets, and MI5 is the one warning us about that, so stay woke. Talk about some stuff that happened in Mexico over the beheading of a mayor, which is crazy. The UK is looking to move migrants to a secretive island. I say we do that to the sex offenders instead, but I wasn't voted in. Topic of the day today, we talked about South African organisation that fights against domestic violence against women, wanting to ban Chris Brown from coming up in there. And then we also, also talked about a soldier that's accused of prison escape, and he was basically trying to play both sides, only for 1,500 in a poo bag, in a dog poo bag. Crazy scenes. People's standards are low. TikTok has been sued by 13 US states for harming young people's mental health. Florida braces for storm's landfall. You know Disneyland is still open, despite
What happened?
all the storms and stuff that's going on in Florida. And people are putting tweets out saying, don't go to Disneyland.
Is it near there though? If it was near enough, I don't know if they will still be running.
That's true, actually. Who knows? We had some asking for a friend. That was very interesting. There's a young man there whose girlfriend is with him, who's light skinned, but she's out here drooling over Tay Diggs, Daniel Kaluuya, Maurice Chestnut, and them. And then our second one as well was about a lovely lady who kissed a lad and is trying to blame it on the assumption a breakup was coming. So all the best, everybody. What else we talked about? Madden McCann no, I don't care about that. Something to do with Madden McCann. The suspect, he's been cleared of charges. That had nothing to do with Madden McCann. So, and then there's a teen hitman that took drug violence to a whole other level. I thought there should be a show on this. Not to trivialize it, but the story's hard to follow, like reading it. Like, what the hell? But anyway, it was like literally a 23-year-old guy in prison, then he just hires 14 and 15-year-olds to go and do heinous crimes, then calls the police to snitch on where they are. Crazy. And then as Mark said in reaction, F Man City. Don't know what they did, but apparently. And then down out here was Jaguar Wright and Orlando. No, it wasn't. It should have been though. It was the lady who's out here sitting on an ex-boxer. Her ex-husband boxer. Anyway, that's all we have for you today. Follow us on socials, The Day After TNB, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on Discord as well. And like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that great stuff. And that's it, man. We'll see you guys here back tomorrow.
Peace out.